630 KHOW, Denver. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. iHeartRadio.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Shortly after the president of South Korea declared martial law in the country, the South Korean parliament voted to lift it. The president accusing his opposition of sympathizing with North Korea and paralyzing the government. As of now, no word on the next move. Cyber Monday remains the biggest online shopping day of all time. Adobe Analytics reporting that we all spent $13.3 billion yesterday online.
In the peak hours of 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., consumers spent $15.8 million every minute, says the research firm Adobe Analytics. Shoppers took advantage of bigger-than-expected discounts in categories such as electronics, toys, clothing, TVs, and computers. Discounts were roughly between 20 and 30%.
ABC's Chuck Severson. The number of job openings across the country rebounded in October from a 3.5-year low in September, a sign that businesses are still looking for workers, even though overall hiring has cooled. This is ABC News. We're now getting to hear and see the woman who managed to dodge security at JFK Airport and get herself onto a plane bound for Paris. ABC's Gio Benitez.
New video showed the woman was on a plane in France getting ready to be sent back to the U.S. In the video, you can see and hear the suspected stowaway shouting while crew members try to restrain her. The woman was removed from the flight and remains in France. Authorities say the woman is a Russian national who is a legal resident of the U.S. She allegedly bypassed several airport workers at New York's JFK, boarding the plane without a ticket.
Delta Airlines still investigating how she managed to get on board. She is demanding asylum in France. The search is on for 3 climbers, including 2 Americans who disappeared while trying to scale New Zealand's tallest mountain. Search teams have found several items that they think belong to the men. The bad weather stopping the search. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In 95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In 05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in 09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A Denver man is facing charges in Aurora for a Thanksgiving shooting that put him in the hospital. Investigators believe 32-year-old Arnadin Varupa argued with his girlfriend before firing at several vehicles outside an apartment complex. Police officers found Varupa at a nearby bus stop holding a gun that he refused to put down. He allegedly fired at the officers several times before they shot and wounded him. He is facing multiple counts of attempted murder of a police officer. Boulder police say new tips may help them move closer to solving the 1996 murder of 6-year-old John Benet Ramsey. A new Netflix documentary is drawing renewed attention to the case. Boulder Police Chief Stephen Redfern.
We are hopeful that the renewed public attention will generate more tips.
In the Boulder Police Department's annual update about the case, Redfern says they've also been working with many other agencies, such as the FBI and CBI, as well as several outside forensic labs. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty.
Yeah, we've had one crash just cleared I-25 southbound right at 84th Avenue. It had 3 lanes blocked, so we're looking at a backup that it still extends up north of 104th Avenue. The tail end of that jam is still tight coming out of North Glen and through Thornton, but picking up on the front end a little bit. I do have some volume coming in and out of the Tech Center still. 270's been running a little slow for us. We had a crash westbound 70 at Chambers. There's some slowing there. Behind that, right around I-70 at E470, there's construction work that'll hold you up. And, of course, E470 at Pena is still jamming also. There's a look at it.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
If you're not eligible for Medicare or Medicaid and don't have health insurance through your employer, please get in touch with Integrity Health Advisors, and please do it soon so you'll be covered for 2025. Integrity Health Advisors can help you choose among individual or family plans both on and off the exchange based on what's best for your medical needs and what's most cost-effective. You cannot be turned down, so get in touch with Integrity Health Advisors today. Make sure you have the doctor and pharmaceutical coverage you need. Get started at integrityhealthadvisors.com.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Tuesday for a pro tip on safe driving you probably never heard before may well save your life. And our top Colorado Democrats afraid they're losing their grip on the state. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I think brother Mark and sister Suze are tied up with insurance issues.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm here for 45 minutes in the insurance company shows.
And do you think you'll have a battle? What is it about? Let's.
Well, it's interesting. So we had an issue. I hired Matt, our public adjuster. He got it covered, but now they're arguing over how much they want to give me for the covered problem. So what happened is Matt hired someone on my behalf that comes out. The insurance company hired someone on their behalf that's coming out to the house, and all of us are going to get together and figure it out today how much money I'm getting. It's kind of cool.
Okay, so that's the appraisal process?
It's the appraisal process. You nailed it.
Okay. Now, usually the appraisal process is invoked when you anticipate a problem or had a problem or did not like their offer.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened. I claim 50, 60,000 in damage, and they're saying it's around 30. So, I mean, that's a big difference.
Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Water Pros. Man, I'm telling you, it's a year-end deal. Please. Now, I'm not sure if it's going after the first. I don't think so, but, I hope it does. Softening and drinking water. So reverse osmosis drinking water at the kitchen and a whole house softening for pipes, laundry, skin, showers. It's wonderful. Water Pros. And they're both combined at $31.95. If anyone's ever shopped for water stuff, plumbers would charge $12 to $15,000 for stuff like this. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Mark, do you notice the soft water?
Oh, it's night and day. Suzanne is the one that really loves it. I mean, this sounds a little
for
silly
your skin.
To the guys listening, but she says it's the best her hair has ever been. She loves it on the skin. I always thought I would taste a difference, like it would be salty, and of course it's not whatsoever. But yeah, it's a big difference, man. And Paul did a really bang-up job, and the pricing was great. I checked 2 or 3 other companies. He was half the price.
Okay. There's a physician, a doctor who texted, "Tell Mark I love listening to him cry about Biden being pardoned by his dad. These are delicious tears. Honestly, your dumbass soon-to-be president pardoned so many freaking people, and you guys don't see it. It makes me laugh." Now, this
well,
is...
I can't. Trump is going to pardon a ton of people, the January 6 people. But I need to tell that dumb doctor one thing. I have said Biden is going to pardon his son forever, and I think you can attest to that.
Of course.
And on top of that, I think he should have. What I don't like is how he lied about it. Trump's not lying about pardoning people coming up. He's just going to do it. I don't know why Biden has to lie about it.
I think Mark's got great instincts, and I've said it before. I mean, you've said things that you just feel, and I'm talking about when it comes to politics. Now, maybe other things too, but specifically this last season, Dan Kaplis really has some good instincts. Now we have Dan McKenzie with us. Let me widen out here for those streaming. You can see his pretty face. And anyway, Dan is an attorney at law that does estate planning. You know what? My kid moved that camera, so you're seeing an empty door and it cut off Dimitri. I'm going to have to reframe that. But
I had a question for him.
For Dan McKenzie?
Yeah, Dan, I do have a question. I'm going
to bring you. Are you on cam, by the way, Mark?
No, I'm not, because I'm going to be out of here.
All right,
this
that's
hour.
fine. Okay.
But so what's really crazy, Dan? Tell me about this. Updating someone's trust. Someone, let's say, created a trust and their kids were very young at the time. Now their kids are well over 18, and a lot of the stuff in the trust is just different. So what I have found, and I left a message with you guys too, but the bottom line is there's really no such thing as updating a trust. Well, there is, but what I've learned is you might as well just create a new trust rather than pay an attorney to go through an existing trust that could be 50 pages and make modifications compared to just doing it from scratch. Would you agree with that statement or no?
Absolutely. Hold on, let me turn on. Go ahead, sir.
Why go through and try and figure out, like, why was this done because the previous attorney liked it? Was it done because it was the law when they did this?
Yeah, because you're spending all that time when you could just start
just create
instead of...
Yeah, I mean, the thing to understand is there's two parts to trust planning. One is creating the trust, and the other part is actually putting your assets in the trust. And you don't have to do that second part
quite honestly.
That's very interesting. So what you're saying is, why bother just redoing it?
Well, you redo it, but what it's called is, like, if you're going to fully amend and replace a trust, a lot of times the way to do it is what's called a restatement, and a restatement is just a full swap out of the instructions. So the trust is the same. So if you did your trust in 2010, it'd still be called the Mark Trust 2010, but it's got a whole new set of instructions, and that way, at least you don't have to do all the funding again like you did the first time.
Let me ask you something else I'm running up against. Just ideas here. So Tom and I own a few businesses together. So I would assume I would just put our 50% of the business or whatever amount it is, and this is for everybody out there, not just me, that into the trust, correct? In other words, I would literally move our ownership of the business into the trust, right?
That is usually the case. You know, the operating agreements for the business will say whether that's allowable or not, because you just don't want to create a situation where you are suddenly business partners. With Tom's
here's the second point of that question, though, because we were thinking about bank accounts that are associated with businesses we own. So the best way to do this, once again, would be, bam, they have ownership of the business because they, they're in the trust, and then therefore they would have access to those bank accounts. I mean, does that make sense to you?
Yep.
So, because putting the actual bank account into the trust would be insanity. That doesn't seem the way to do it,
that would
because banks don't even like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would remove it from the shelter that the business is providing. So it would put it back in your personal assets and potentially create personal
Tom, if you moved everything into your trust, it's a pain in the ass, man. It is a total pain in the ass.
The answer is no, not yet.
That's
I honestly
have Adeline on it.
A very common problem.
Adeline doing it.
Anyway, Sarah wants to talk about Dyson. I'm going to tell you something. One of the worst investments I ever made was a Dyson vacuum. One of the best was a Shark. Way less expensive. And I will say, though, the Dyson warranty, I was pretty impressed. I was so pissed off at the Dyson because it breaks and this goes bad and that go bad. But if you take the time, they had a warranty place. I think in Aurora or somewhere. I went, it could be in Park Meadows. Anyway, I went there and I said, this doesn't work. He goes in the back, gets a new one, and just hands it to me. I mean, it's like they ask no questions. Anyway, Sarah, I saw that you're calling about a Dyson warranty. What's going on, Sarah?
Well, unlike you, I had my sharks are nowhere near the quality of the Dyson.
Wait, you have both? You have both?
I do, yes.
And you don't like your shark?
I did at first, but it seems to wear out a lot quicker than the Dyson did.
Okay, that's yet to be seen for me. You're right.
Good the whole time.
You're right, because when I had to buy some newer, I wanted to buy a couple or one extra for this house, and so I got the Shark, so I can't speak to its longevity. So what's going on with Dyson?
So I got a Dyson last year, end of November, and I was actually so thrilled with it. And then
what kind did you buy, if I may ask? What kind?
It's the V11.
Yeah, okay, I know
and
it.
at the time, it was like one of the newest models.
Right.
The draw is that it has no cord. It's the cordless, charge it on the wall,
right,
take it anywhere thing. And so in the end of July, the dustbin on it broke.
That's exactly right. Did you drop it by any chance?
I didn't drop it, but there's no telling if one of my kids.
You know what? Here's the problem with those things. They're too delicate. They crack. I broke that thing a couple times. And where it won't close or something. One of the little little plastic things that click in. Or anyway, keep going. What happened then? So did your whole canister crack? That whole dust canister?
No, it was like some kind of a seal up in the top.
Okay.
There's like a little red piece.
I know what you mean.
So I immediately called Dyson when it happened, and the lady I spoke to was really nice, and she verified the problem with a video call, so she knew exactly what was wrong.
Yeah.
And she said, unfortunately, the part that you need is out of stock, so call back in a couple of weeks.
Is it the red thingy that when you take out, there's a little filter on it?
Yeah, so the red thing isn't supposed to come off of the canister, but it had popped off.
Okay.
And there's no way to put it back on.
Okay.
It looks like you can, but you cannot.
Okay. All right. So right now, when did this happen? When did this happen?
So it broke at the end of July. And the part wasn't in, and they told me to call back in a couple of weeks to see if it was in, and it wasn't. So they said, great news, we're authorized to send you a new vacuum cleaner. And I said, well, that's fantastic.
Did they want to know how it happened?
They did not ask that, no.
Okay.
No, they didn't want to know how it had been broken. I think when I looked it up, because I YouTube everything to try and fix things myself, it said it's a really common problem with that model.
Okay, so
it has like a bigger canister than typical.
Okay, so what happened then?
So I called back and they said they would send a new vacuum, and but I had to send in my old one first.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's not really convenient. I don't have a box. Could you send the new one and then I'll send it back in the old, and then the old one in the new box.
Yeah.
And they said, no, that's not the policy. And
so if we get down to the issue today, what is it? Is it the shipping back? Is it the new one? What is it?
So eventually I relented and said, okay, fine, I'll send in my old vacuum. So to fast forward to that part, I took my old vacuum to the UPS store because I did not have a box for it, and there's a no box option. UPS store took my vacuum, printed me a receipt, and I was patiently waiting for my new vacuum. And after about a week or so of not hearing anything,
it's the UPS store, not UPS, but the UPS store.
Right? Yeah, because Dyson said take it to the UPS store.
Okay, got it.
So that's what I did, and then I looked up the tracking number, and it said that it hadn't moved yet. All
right, so this is back in July we're talking, right?
So by the time I shipped it, it was August.
All right, so in August, okay, so you sent back the old one. Do you have the new one?
I do not.
They wanted to wait.
And
They
so
wanted
what
to wait
happened
to,
is
so they wouldn't send the new one until they got the old one.
Right.
And let me guess,
And
they lost the
haven't
old
gotten
one.
The old one.
They lost the old
But
one.
yeah, UPS lost the old one.
Did you have it
And
insured?
now Dyson won't. They won't ship a new one, and they keep telling me that I need to file a claim.
You do
And
with
I've
a
tried to
UPS.
file a claim, but I can't because Dyson is both the shipper and the receiver.
Yeah, Dyson has
So
to do the
there's-
claim.
There's no way for me to file a claim.
God, what a pain in
And
the
I've been
ass.
around and around with UPS and the UPS.
How much was
store,
that
it's the same
vacuum?
thing.
About $249, $349?
About $600.
What? What? What model did you say it was?
The gold model.
It's the V11. It's
Ah,
old now, but it was.
Did you know it was that much? I didn't know.
Yeah.
The V11. I'm seeing them here.
They're pretty cool, though, man.
For $400. Yeah, well, you say they're cool. I don't say they're cool. In fact, that's the one. I don't know. Anyway, so right
So
now,
they're a little less expensive now because they're not the newest model anymore.
do you have a receipt from UPS?
I do.
Okay. And on that receipt, what does it show as a shipper?
Let's see. It says.
I gotta take this break, but I want to know.
Well, she already said it says Dyson.
No, she said
Well,
that they
it doesn't
claim.
actually say Dyson.
Yeah, they claim it's
It doesn't
Dyson,
say me either.
but you're the one with the receipt. Hold on, we'll come right back to you. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. This is a pain, 303-713-8255. DenverRegen.com. Get your jump on weight loss drugs at severe discounts, starting at like $295 a month. You can get semaglutide, tirzepatide, compounded. DenverRegen.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. The FDA has not approved or substantiated these claims.
9, 10. Drew, you're crushing these sets. What's your secret? You've heard testosterone drops off for guys over 40, right? Making it harder to stay fit and energized? I felt that way, so I started taking enclomiphene from Zelfie to double my testosterone levels. Plus, it costs 75% less compared to testosterone replacement therapies, and it's 100% online.
I can double my testosterone for 75% less and do it 100% online?
Exactly. It's a simple daily pill shipped right to your door that boosts your body's natural production of testosterone without any injections or side effects from traditional testosterone replacement therapies.
How do I get in on enclomiphene?
Just text Zelfie.
Text REGAIN to 200-300 to find out if you qualify for enclomiphene from Zelfie. It can double your testosterone levels. It costs 75% less compared to testosterone replacement therapies. Plus, text REGAIN to 200-300 right now and get an extra 40% off. It's 100% online and ships directly to your door. Text REGAIN to 200-300. REGAIN to 200-300.
All right, so coming up on the 7th, December 7th, just a few days from now, you're going to be able to do a webinar from your home or office and find out about Vestera Turnkey. I was just telling a friend today who said they wanted to buy a triplex in Denver, and I said, oh, no. You're buying at the height of the market, high interest rates. Denver's not the market. You see, rental markets don't mean that you have great real estate prices. You want to get in on value. You want to rent at a positive cash flow. Then you want to be able to sell after it appreciates. Denver is a terrible rental market for investors. Terrible. Now, if you want to get in on the right markets, Vestera Turnkey, that's how they make their bones. They go out and research the markets. They help you buy. They consult when to sell. They have a management company they hook you up with. And the whole thing is like without the conventional risks and problems. Here's the deal. Find out more about them. Go to this website, sign up. MyBiggestReturn.com. MyBiggestReturn.com. So, Made in the Shade, the name of the business, denotes having it easy. And you do when you go to them for window coverings, shades, blinds, shutters, curtains. And they do it all, high-tech and low-tech, solar, battery, cell phone operated. But first they come and measure for free. They have an expert designer help you for free to pick the right stuff to hit your budget. And then they order, deliver, and have the best installers in the business. But the initial consultation measurements are free. Made in the Shade. Here's the website, easy to remember. DenverShades.co.
with going on.
Thank you.
Tom? Okay, perfect. And then we also have a lot of resources that can assist you with this.
I don't see a Dyson for $600 anywhere for that one, V11.
She said it was 600, but now they have a new model, so it's less.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it where it was $599. Yep. I do not like Dyson compared to the Shark, man.
Big suction. Yeah. He thinks they're great.
What's great?
Maybe,
I didn't know they were in the
We're talking about one of those robot vacuums.
They're full of shit. I mean, they're the worst. That's the worst gimmick I've ever heard of in my life.
Works. Ours works okay on the hardwood. It's worthless on carpet.
Maybe because it does it. You can set it for every couple days.
Hey, Dimitri.
Here, Mark.
Oh, I just emailed you. Did you file or no?
Oh, no, I didn't have time on the way to Tom's house, so I'm going to file the lawsuit on the way back home.
Where is that company located?
They're up in Erie.
Okay.
But injury took place in Denver, and that's where I live, so that's why I'm filing against them in Denver.
Good luck at finding a parking spot.
I think so. Dimitri is suing over that junk fax.
Yeah, I wrote up an
junk text,
an 8-page lawsuit,
and he wrote up an 8-page lawsuit.
And
he's starting to sound a lot like Drew to me,
dude. And I have 9 pages of exhibits.
Yep, Drew all the way. Now he's going to sue me. Now watch.
Maybe for that lunch that Mark assigned to me yesterday.
Man, if I sued Tom for all the lunches he owed me.
Well, Dan is right here next to me. You can start talking to him about it.
Actionable.
Yep.
Although Dan brought up,
I wonder if anyone ever sued anyone for a bet.
For a bet.
Sure.
Probably every
I'm
day.
sure people have sued casinos over
Not
bets.
not casinos, each other. I wonder.
I'm sure. It's had to have happened, right? Of course.
But Mark, Dan, last time Dan was here, he discussed the topic of latches. So if I understand that term correctly, you may have waited too long to sue Tom for the bulk of those 96 free lunches that he allegedly owes you.
The key word is allegedly.
Well, no, because my defense to that, if the judge would actually buy such a horrible argument,
Well,
would be this. He kept putting me off. I'd meet him there, but he wouldn't show.
Oh, that's
right. But I believe latches is an affirmative defense to a claim like yours. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, but you would. It's not correct because he kept putting me off. It wasn't me. I'd show up at Del Frisco's and he wasn't there.
Oh, I don't dispute that. However, you waited too. My point is, if you waited too long to sue him, that's when he can raise the affirmative defense of latches.
Wouldn't that be more of a statute?
Like
That's
a
what it is.
statute
Well,
of limitation?
no,
it's separate from statute
Wait a
of
minute.
limitations.
No. Wait. You can't have latches within the statute of limitations, can you? Dan, how could you?
You must, otherwise there would be no need for latches.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so what do we do about this? I think if the Dyson... Here, look. If you can't find the old one, who do you go after? I mean, really and truly, it's not Dyson's fault, but they should help you. If
Well,
they
they
are
sent the shipping label. They're the ones that need to file the claim, according to the caller. So therefore, I do think it's Dyson's fault.
Yeah, that's
right
what I
now.
mean. They're not. It's not their fault. It's loss. Is what I mean. They should cooperate with you and help you. But on that receipt,
Maybe we give this to Deputy Dollar. He might be good at this.
Well, I think he should also consider small claims court against Dyson and against not UP. I don't know, UPS.
Well, I would almost assure you that would work.
Yeah. Have you, Sarah? You know.
Yes.
You could do a small claim against Dyson for the loss, and it's really a $600 loss to you. Or to replace it actually is only $399 right now.
all those Cyber Monday deals.
No, I mean right now, yeah, you can get the V11 all day long for $399 that I see.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. That doesn't mean we won't help you make a call or two, but Dyson, in my opinion, is a terrible company. What do I mean by that? I don't mean they cheat you or anything, but they're just so. They just.
Where did you buy it, by the way? I might have missed.
They think they're so great. They just don't attend to you that well. Now, except when I went to that store, they did kind of just go in the back and handed me another one. But
my wife absolutely loves her Dyson hair dryer. I mean, she loves it.
Well, so. Dyson has a name and has a name for all the different things they make, and they all have one thing in common: air movement or suction.
Where did you buy that vacuum?
I'm actually not sure. My sister and a dear friend of mine got it for me for my birthday.
Oh, so
a vacuum for your birthday.
That's what I got Suzanne.
Wow.
Oh, God. Mark gave Suzanne a vacuum for Valentine's Day. Now, come on, man.
No, those were the nice pots and pans, brother.
Oh, okay. Hey, Sarah, really, we're gonna give this is Dollar in the studio?
He is here, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Dollar,
Tom.
why don't we give him a call or two and say, look, you're the shipper. Why don't you just put a claim in with UPS right now and then help her out? I mean, let's just get this ball rolling, at least get them off the dime. And
they, by the way, on Secretary of State, they are there, and it would be the Dyson Direct Ink. I think it'll be the best $55 you've ever spent. I have served so many people where they actually take service. It's pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, but
I bet you you'd have a vacuum to your place in about 3 or 4 weeks if you just file it.
Yeah, so let's do both.
For small claims.
Let's do both. I think that's a good idea. We have a question for Dan McKenzie. Sherry, what is your question for our attorney, Dan, today?
Hi there, Tom.
Hey.
So I do have a question for Dan. My brother and I met with him a little over a month ago about setting up a trust. And I've got a question. I've read that you should not ever put a checking account in a trust.
Wouldn't you just set up the beneficiary, Dan?
I mean, so the issue is just that a lot of banks will not just put the existing account into the trust. They will open a new account in the name of the trust and transfer the funds in there. And when they do that, they break your, you got a new account number. You got to get new checks. They break your direct deposits.
Ask you something. What is the purpose of putting it? You can't have that much. You don't have that much money at any one time, Sherry, in there, do you?
Yeah, but the benefit of having it in the trust is that the trust covers incapacity events too. So your beneficiary designation is not helpful in an incapacity event.
What does that mean?
So
so if there's a payable on death,
correct.
It's not
that only kicks in if you've died.
Not if you're disabled.
Right. Whereas if it's in the trust, your trustee can step in and manage that. Everything that's in the trust. So it can be helpful.
Why can't you just put the trust as the beneficiary of the checking account?
No, he said you could, but what would happen is it doesn't kick in with dementia or something. It only kicks in with death.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Whereas a trust can be written to take over.
I mean, Sherry, I would say the question, it depends on your bank's policy. I don't know where you are in that process, but you could check with your bank and see. A lot of times what I recommend to people is maybe open a new account in the name of the trust and keep the old account and just over time slowly migrate over to that new account, because it can be a bit of a pain to just move a currently existing account into the trust.
Well, because I was thinking, I'm just kind of I'm a little anal about things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it would be nice to have an account that would cover any of the assets in the trust, just to keep things kind of clean in my mind.
Having cash in the trust, I think, is critically important, because if you can have a lot of stuff in the trust, and if it's real estate or personal property or other hard assets, it can be really hard to deal with.
Why? Because you can't pay the bills or you can't pay fees?
Somebody needs to keep paying the property taxes and insurance and, getting appraisals on things. And, where's that money coming from if there's no cash?
Do people ever do services for a trust on the come?
I mean, I guess that's possible, but it's like, yeah, you're borrowing
Can
money.
you lien a trust? As
if
an
it's
attorney, can you lien a trust?
I guess, yes, it's possible. It's got to be. It's probably got to be an irrevocable trust.
Really, if we think about it, all a trust is a person. I mean, right? Isn't a trust
It's
a person?
basically like an LLC in a
It's
way.
an empty person with other people benefiting from that.
Yeah,
person.
yeah. I mean, Mark's
An LLC. We talked
comparison to an LLC is right.
We
I
talked
mean,
about how you do LLC sometimes as a poor man's trust.
Mhm.
But an LLC is a person, an entity. I mean, you know what I mean by that.
it's a separate thing.
Yeah.
It's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so your advice then, Jennifer, I mean, not your advice, but I think he said you just have to open a new one, right, in the name of the trust with the bank and then transfer the funds. Yes, is that
I mean,
what
the
you...
critical thing is like right now in Colorado, you can give away up to $82,000 without having to use a probate process.
Oh, that's Sherry.
So you just need to make sure that whatever's not in the trust doesn't exceed $82,000 in value. So
No,
most of my clients
what?
have,
Why?
5 to 10,000. That's what triggers probate. If a person passes away and there's more than $82,000 in their name, you're going to have to open a probate case to go get it.
Wait.
So-
If it's in the trust, though?
No. That trust takes it out of their name.
Oh, that's what I mean. Got it. Okay. So you're saying if there's
wait,
more
wait,
than... Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I just thought about this. We just had to go through I had to go through on every company we own and fill out that new paperwork.
I did it, Mark.
Basically.
I did it for our company.
Okay. Yeah, I had to do it for other companies, too.
Oh, okay, okay.
But here's what I'm asking. Do you have to do that for a trust? Do you have to report to the feds
BOI he's
who
talking about.
actually owns it?
The beneficial owner information, the
No.
BOI.
No. That's an LLC
Zero.
thing.
Okay.
By the way, Mark, yeah, I did it on all ours. You might have been redundant if you did it on ours, but and in any case, didn't it only take you 5 minutes? People were bitching about this. It took me 5 minutes for each one.
Yes.
Online. Anyway, 303-713-8255. Hey, what is that pound
This
sign
hour from the
underneath
Trajan
Red
Wealth
Rocks?
K-House Studios.
Placeholder.
Oh,
Your
okay.
trusted local
Do I have anything
fiduciary
there?
advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Let's see.
Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's New.
Just Red Rocks this break.
Yeah, we've had rocks scaling in the foothills in between Idaho Springs and the bottom of Floyd Hill. We're still tied up, even though they just opened the highway a short.
Super quick. So when I type the time in there, it turns into a mathematical equation.
I know it does.
Yeah, and then the lower boxes start, making me do math. So that's why I put a pound so I can do alpha.
I got it.
Activity 270 continues to jam a little bit both directions out of Commerce City. That's your drive.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
You know, Red Rocks Roof and Solar are people that know the business, and I'm so happy to have good people in the solar business because solar is a really good, viable option, and they can handle it, residential or commercial. They're good, straightforward, honest people, and they know about the tax credits, the financing, and if you're in a business, they can help you with grants. So why don't you call them? RedRocksRS.com. That's Red Rocks Roof and Solar. As I said, great people. 303-704-2449.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
How often do you run into something where you're putting a house into a trust, and let's say they have a second on it or even a first mortgage that has a line of credit, and the bank doesn't want to rename anything without redoing the loan? Or does that typically never happen?
Can they do that?
I mean, with a revocable trust, there is a statute out there that prevents them from considering that to be a
It's due
sale.
on sale.
Okay.
They should not be able to, it should not affect the mortgage. And then frankly, you could notify the mortgage company you're going to move it. I usually tell people, just keep paying the mortgage. If they're not going to ask questions if they're getting paid. Even LLCs. I mean, if you transferred in an LLC, that arguably is a due on sale situation. But we've never really run into a bank exercising that.
That cares.
No. They don't really, even they don't have the resources to keep up with, all the deeds on all the properties they've loaned on.
Well, I agree with you at this point, but that could change in the next
It could,
5 or 6
if interest
years.
rates shoot up, they're going to be incentivized to go figure it out. If it's a transaction just between you and yourself, if you're on both sides of that transaction, just put it back if you get called on it, right?
Yeah.
It could be a problem if you're transferring things into LLCs where you've got multiple members. Because then they all have to agree on if it's going to get moved back, and that could be complicated.
Did you guys see that game last night?
Which one?
Broncos.
Oh, yeah. I saw the
I have
highlights.
no idea how they didn't lose.
I saw
it
the
was
highlights.
crazy.
I'm just not a sports fan, never have been. I always try to be, but I can't be.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
That's a side effect of being a Metro.
Yeah.
Were you at that game? You were at that game, weren't you, Shannon?
What?
Were you the one doing that game?
Which one?
The
Last
Broncos
night.
yesterday.
Come on,
No,
bro.
I don't know.
Okay.
I do the kids playing with their balls, so I was up in Boulder. I don't do the adults playing with their
What
balls.
did Boulder play last night?
Last night.
What
Big
was
round
it?
bouncing balls in my face all night on the hardwood.
Got it.
So, Mark, what time's your appointment?
They're all supposed to get here at 11. I've been looking forward to seeing how this actually works. Do you see that
Yeah, I'm not listening.
South Korea declared martial law?
Why?
I believe it's pronounced Marshall Raw.
I don't know yet, man. I'm just seeing the damn headline. That's crazy as hell, though.
Are they doing it Gangnam style?
I used to love that song.
I still do. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
do too.
Have you seen Psy? He still performs, and he's shot out of the stage on this air ram and lands on the stage for every show. It's
You gotta
he's
love
in
it.
his 40s or something. He's still acting like a kid. I love him.
What a talent.
I think that thing's been viewed like 50 billion times.
Salahi, Salaha, Salaha.
K-pop is awesome.
Who is Megan Trainor? Someone
Hello?
help me.
You're the singer?
Is that who she is?
I think her name is Megan, right?
She says she can't smile anymore because of Botox.
Hello.
She's really cool, Megan Trainor. But
Oh, man, am I sick.
you know what her big song was?
All about that bass.
It's all about the bass.
I love that family that did that song for Thanksgiving. It's all about the basting.
Oh.
But I digress. All right, let's do this.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Okay. Tom Martino here. 888heating.com. If you couple it with solar, the high efficiency units they sell, you can get a tax credit on all of it. 888heating.com also has the deep clean for $45. 888heating.com. Let's keep going here. So I want to take people in order here because people have been waiting, and I'll get to all of you, I promise. Jessica, what's going on? Jessica, welcome.
Me, Jessica?
Yeah. What's going on,
Oh
Jessica?
my gosh. I'm talking to Tom Martino.
Oh
Is that
my
happening?
God. Yeah. Yes, Jessica. I'm talking to Jessica. What's going on, Jessica?
Well, I have to say, my father loves your show, and we've listened for years. And he called me last night and said, if you don't call Tom Martino, then I don't know if you can come home for Christmas, because he believes you can help me, and you might be the only one.
Maybe. I hope that's big shoes to fill. And by the way, when most young women, when we're out and about, and Stephanie and I, and a young woman comes up, she starts out by saying, "My grandfather loves you," or in your case, your dad. So what's going on?
But I will also say I grew up in Colorado listening to your show as well. So this is very surreal, and I will try to keep my excitement together.
Okay, what's going on? This sounds serious, isn't it?
It is quite serious.
Ugh.
It involves my 2 children
Okay.
and the fact that I'm a single mom fighting a custody battle in Illinois, and I've been doing it with the help of my father, who's an engineer in Colorado, and he and I together have been writing motions.
Okay,
trying
but
to
here's what I
fight-
need to know, okay? Why is it in Illinois right now? Is that where you were married, or where were you married?
I was married, and yes, my ex-husband is from Chicago, and the case is out of DuPage County in Illinois.
So is this during a divorce or after a divorce?
It's a post-judgment case at this point.
So here's what I need to know, and the reason I'm bulleting questions rather than the story, and I'll let you tell the story, but the reason I'm doing that is to line up who we should talk to. So here's what I need to know: was the divorce decree final, and then he went back for custody?
It was the day the divorce was final. He told me not to show up. So he, in effect, just got what he wanted, and I've been fighting that ever since.
Okay, now hold on. You mean
Why
to
would
tell
you
me
do that?
was there was there an actual hearing for the final divorce decree, or was it done online and back and forth?
No, it was a judgment entered on default of me not showing up.
Okay,
back
and
in
you didn't show up
2014.
because you trusted him.
Yeah, he told me if I came, he'd have me arrested, and I believed that.
Now, wait a minute. At the time, what was the status quo at the time? Were you here in Colorado with your children?
No, my children have never been to Colorado to even see their grandparents.
Are you in
I've been trapped
Colorado?
in Illinois.
Are you in Colorado?
No, I'm in Illinois.
Okay, okay, good. Then now that makes sense. Okay, so Jessica, you get divorced, you're there, and upon filing the divorce, this is really important. Where were the kids living up to the final decree?
In our mutual marital home, which was in Downers Grove.
But
in
who
DuPage
had
County,
them?
Illinois.
Who had them? You or him in that home?
I left because he kept involving the cops, and I was struggling with postpartum depression and alcohol.
Okay.
And it was so untenable that when I left to move into a hotel that he moved me into, effectively the court looked at that as abandonment.
As a status quo, that's right. So the kids were with him at the time.
Correct.
And who filed? Did he file or did you file?
He filed the day
Okay.
after Mother's Day.
So here's the problem. They looked at that exactly as you said. You were the alcoholic mom, left the kids, and then he had his way, right? Now, when he filed for divorce, did you hire an attorney?
I did, and haphazardly stumbled upon one that was representing Drew Peterson, and so thus began my debacle of Illinois court system.
Okay, now, here's what I need to know. Did you have an attorney at the time the final decree was entered without your appearance?
No.
Okay. So you made a decision on your own. There wasn't bad counsel. You made a decision on your own not to show up.
Correct.
Okay. Now,
and I did not know.
usually default judgments in a divorce are easily contestable, especially when there's threats and stuff. But how long ago was this default judgment?
April 7th, 2015.
Oh my God. Oh my
Exactly.
God. Okay.
Exactly. And they told me I had
Hold
30
on.
days to fight it.
Okay, hold on. This is really bad. But that still doesn't preclude you from being a parent forever. Okay? There's no life.
How old are the kids?
There's no
now, out of
life sentence.
curiosity?
There's no life sentence against being a parent. Okay. Mark asked that question. I'm sorry. How old are the children?
How old are the kids now? That's 9 years ago.
Yes, my daughter is going to be 13 in March, and my son is 11 and a half.
Don't they have most of the say at that age?
I'm sorry?
I'm more or less asking Tom. Don't they have a lot of say at that age?
They do have some say. The courts still take jurisdiction. Hold on, let's come back to you, okay? And we're gonna try to get an attorney on for the next hour. But I want to come back with some parting words. I don't want you to leave. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty.
Yeah, we've had rocks scaling in the foothills in between Idaho Springs and the bottom of Floyd Hill. We're still tied up, even though they just opened the highway a short time ago. Be prepared for that all the way up until 3 p.m. if you are heading west up into the foothills. E470 north of Pena still tied up. I-70 westbound at E470 jamming also. 2 projects in there, all related to some road work, construction activity. 270 continues to jam a little bit, both directions out of Commerce City. That's your drive.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
You know, as you approach retirement, you start thinking about a plan, and that's probably too late. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies works with young people, middle-aged people, older people, and they try to come up with a plan, which is more than just money. A lot of people think retirement is money. It is, but that's part of it. The 401ks, the IRAs, and all of that. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies takes a complete picture of everything, including long-term care, estate planning, like Mackenzie does here. Now, they don't do the estate planning, but they take that into your plan, and they recommend people. Dan's one of them. And this is what they do. They come up with a complete plan. They're your quarterback. If you want to know what they do exactly, why don't you just call them? They're happy to talk to you. rpcenter.com is the website, 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211. Sheridan Auto Tech, do you know that they do pre-buy inspections on used cars for just, I think it was, $120? I think that's what he says. That's incredible. And they go through an entire used car. They can also do electrical repairs and maintenance, regular maintenance and repairs. They're honest, forthright, great value, and convenient on Colfax west of Wadsworth. They can even service cars under warranty. Now, they don't do the warranty repairs themselves, but they can do your regular service, even on new cars, and save you a ton of money. SheridanAutotech.com. I love these guys. I've known Kevin for years. 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
Yep.
So, Dan, isn't that right? On divorces, default judgments are really...
Mark, are you gone?
Contested, but she didn't contest it. That's the problem. It's almost...
Sounds like Mark is gone.
So what do you do 10 years after default?
If
That still doesn't mean you can't be a parent. It doesn't matter what. She could have been a crack addict. She could come back and want to be a parent. They will never deny a biological parent from coming back into a child's life. Yeah. But you're going to have to prove that you're not a deadbeat. Right. And then he's going to fight saying you're still an alcoholic. I mean, this is what's happening. Because people think once you lose custody, you lose custody. You don't.
So
now, one thing that does happen, they require best interest, meaning
There probably is a policy.
No, wait.
Yeah. They said it was
is it best interest standard or is it
renting RVs?
Well, it keeps on saying.
I know you change custody.
I know.
Not
Throughout
workers.
the divorce, you can change custody.
This little guy's been
You can't
using
do it
that
willy-nilly.
card.
There has to be best interest. There has to be a best interest standard. Like there has to be a reason. You can't just do it. There has to be a reason. Like they need their mom or, you know what I mean?
Now it's
I think that's what it is.
No.
2 people got shot in a custody dispute yesterday in Aurora. They were exchanging kids.
It would seem to me that they have
Should we
audited problem.
Yeah.
Shot by someone else or
each other?
When I first started working for FEMA, we had to.
God, this is terrible. Custody is terrible.
Lunch receipts, gasoline receipts.
It's terrible.
I farted bad receipts.
Usually it
was. And then finally someone
problem
just
comes
said,
in when one wants
we could
custody.
save a lot of time and money if we just, forget
that's
all.
what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
she probably just wants visitation. He says, "Screw you. You've been out of their lives for so long." Or,
We were on a
if
per
you
diem.
remarried, forget it. That new woman.
So they just said, you're on a per diem.
Right.
So if you eat $3, you still get 60. If you eat 59, you still get 60. You know.
With all
And this ghost just keeps popping up. Oh, maybe that was an old comment.
At khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So here's the bottom line, Jessica, okay? Usually, forget the divorce and the default judgment, all that. That's all too late. It really is. Right now, let's just boil it down. You want some kind of role in your kids' lives. Is that it in a nutshell? Without going through the injustices you suffered?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, normally the courts do not oppose biological parents who want to come back into their kids' lives. But the other parent can. So did you, out of nowhere, for the last 10 years, I need to know something, last 9 years, have you been visiting your kids?
Yes. And I have.
How often do you visit them?
Right now, currently, the current.
Over the
guardian
past
guidance
9 years,
reduced.
what has been the frequency of your visits over the past?
Changed, alternating weekends to once a week.
Okay,
as
so
well as
you
5 weeks
had
in summer.
court-ordered
I
visit.
had.
Wait, you had court-ordered visitation.
Correct, as we were inching towards a trial.
What kind of trial?
We need to decide a ton of things. It's still deciding parenting time. I mean, I owe back child support to the tune of $30,000.
Hold on. Were you making more money than him?
No, I
Okay.
was a stay-at-home mother. My exes destroyed me. I
Okay.
can't even get another.
There was
job.
there was a child support order.
Oh yes,
Okay, so you owe $30,000 in back child support.
yes, and every month I'm expected to pay $854.
Okay.
Now he's an attorney who nets $500,000.
Wait.
a
So,
year.
okay. Your husband is your ex is an attorney.
And that's a part of the storyline as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's not much you can do about it. I mean, that's what he is. But so it doesn't matter what he makes. You have to pay some child support. And what was the child support order originally? The $800 is making up arrears too. So what is the normal support that they imputed to you?
Once that. Oh,
I mean,
so that happened
back when
years ago.
back when the order came out, how much a month were you required to pay?
$845 because I was making $100,000 at the Children's Hospital the last couple of years
And
until I recently got laid off.
What were you doing?
As a secretary in the finance department.
Okay. Hold on. We're going to consult an attorney. Let's, Mark, is Bonnie around? Oh, wait, Mark might be off right now. Hold on. We're going to try to get an attorney on to talk to. Hang on, and I'll take your other questions. Henry, I'm going to take you next on the will and trust, and then we'll come back to her with an attorney. Hang on. And then Jennifer, we got you too. Kachina, can you try calling Bonnie Shields?
I will try.
And if she's not around, call Rich Harris.
They're not even on the.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
He's a good guy, and we don't really have someone, so we need to pick someone we know and trust. Let's see. This is troubling.
You don't mean
What do you
exactly
think?
Richard Harris.
I mean, you're an attorney. What do you think? I'm just asking general observation. Oh, okay. But here's the deal. I don't even know what the issue is. Oh, because child support can't prevent her from seeing her kids either. I'm wondering if she just dropped out of sight for a long time. And Yeah, it's,
Oh, I know what was
she
the
did.
interesting
That's what it
case
sounds like.
yesterday.
What's that?
And that's what I have to.
What's my solution?
I just wanted to get the background. You're right.
Those
We
three
have
kids in the car. Those,
Oh, right,
those,
yeah.
Those two needed to get together and say the dead one was driving.
I know.
You know, God.
Is Mark there?
Not that we're aware of.
Okay.
Because the one kid said, "Hey, I'm going to be in big trouble if
Yeah.
I say I was driving."
Yeah. He was driving. He's over there.
Yeah.
As Mike Brown would say, DRT'd.
What's that?
Did right there.
Oh, there you go.
Very good. How are you? Doing a show. So rainy. Bah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, Dan, I'm old for kids, right? But I have a senior year applying to colleges, like we were talking about that. Your kid did it all on his own. So you wouldn't believe the bullshit I have to go through for these programs. Prompt videos on who you are, and why you want this, and audition videos. Let me tell you something. We had to do some shit that you would never believe. And now I saw, and they don't do early admission for these programs, these art programs, the music and performance and composition. So then we had to do 2 sets because the schools want specific things. So it's not like you.
Yeah. Okay. I got 7 more hours.
Hi, my name is Marc Martino, and I'm applying to USC because I've loved music my entire life. Some of my earliest memories are my mom's.
Whose voice was that?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Bonnie is unavailable right now for all day, and Rich Harris is not answering me back.
Ah, crapoli. Who else do we know? How about, oh, hold on. There's an. Who?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you hear your son's voice?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I just heard it over the air.
It wasn't over the air. It was over the.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
over our quiets. We're not on the air right now. Just so you know. I know what
I'm
you're
here
talking.
if
You heard
yeah.
him. I was playing a tape for Dan McKenzie. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Oh, this is a terrible story. She lives in Illinois. Okay, who can we? Oh, wait. Who was the guy that I had? I had an attorney on who was he discontinued Ashenberg. Do you know him?
Oh, God.
Let me give you his number.
I have never heard of that name.
Well, it's okay. His name is Jesse. Is she listening?
Yeah.
Jesse Ashenberg.
Oh, okay.
720
Oh, here comes a pen. Yeah, 720.
259 8400.
Thank you.
Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. What's on your mind today? We are here trying to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. And we do have a question for Dan McKenzie. And then we have one more attorney. We're trying, we couldn't get a hold of two attorneys that we have for family law. We're going to go to a third one to see if we can get some advice. And so hang in there, Jessica. Jennifer has a landlord issue, but Henry wants to talk about wills and trusts. And we have with us today Dan McKenzie, attorney at law, and McKenzie Law, and he does estate planning and what do you call it? What kind of law? It's estate planning, basically, right? And okay, estate planning, estate administration. Go ahead, Henry. What is your question?
Hi. Well, first I want to say I've been listening to you for 40 years.
Okay.
And
confirming that I'm an old fart. Thank you.
Yeah, I can confirm that because I've been listening to you for many years.
So what's going on?
Well, I have a lot of assets, and I just don't know where to find an attorney or how, because I need to set up a trust. I haven't set up anything.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about your need. And Dan, this is something, by the way, as you know, I started that financial advisement firm, and people, before they even come to me for investment, I ask them about their estate. You'd be shocked at how many people have done nothing. And I said, well, you need to do something there. That doesn't mean you have to put money in it, but you have to have a plan. And then, so his question, I'm going to ask him is this. What do you have that you think you need to estate plan for? Because some people need estate plans. Everyone needs something, a simple will, most everyone. But it may not be that complicated. So let's talk about your overall situation. When you say you haven't set up anything, what is your situation? Are you working or retired?
I am working, and I'm a farmer. I own farm ground.
You own what? What did he say? A foreman?
Farm ground. I'm a farmer.
A farmer. I'm sorry. Okay. So listen, man. How much? Let me just ask you this: if you just in rough estimates, if you have all your assets, your farm, your land, whatever you have, some bank accounts, investment accounts, and then you have your debt, what is the net? What are you worth, so to speak?
I would say around over like $5.5 million.
Okay.
And my debt would probably be $1.5 million.
But what kind of cash do you have as far as at risk, as far as that? Because the estate plan takes into consideration everything, and you do have to set something up if you have nothing. You don't even have a will.
No.
How much? Okay, of that, is most of that land and house and all that, or do you have any kind of cash?
I got no cash. I'm just use the bank to operate
The farm. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Now, upon your demise, when you go on to heaven, are you going to? Do you believe your heirs will simply sell?
They don't want to sell. They actually, my children actually want to hold on to the land. I would be the one that would like to sell.
Do they want to hold on to the land for love, or do they work the farm with you?
No, they never work the farm. It's just for the love.
Well, that's ridiculous then. How much land is it?
It's a total about a little over 600 acres.
And where is it located in general? Don't give me your address. Where is it in general?
In Fort Morgan County.
Okay. Now, does your farm make you money, really make you money, or do you feed it?
I'm kind of just feeding it. It has only made me money in what the assets have gone up.
Yeah, but how do you
I'm
live?
right
What
now-
I'm talking about. How do you get operating capital?
Just from farming it. Some years I do well, and
Okay.
some years it's just a breakout even.
So you do have a cushion in the bank, or do you have a line of credit?
I have a line of credit.
Okay. And the line of credit goes up and down with your crops, right? Or are they crops, I'm assuming, or is it meat? Is it crops?
There's crops.
Okay. What crops do you raise?
Usually I always do corn.
And is it corn for feed, or is it corn for people?
It's for feed.
Okay. So that operation either makes money or breaks even or loses a little depending on the year.
Exactly.
And you operate it with the hopes of having the equity that the farm has appreciated with. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So that's your situation. Now you mentioned,
Yes.
Did you mention your dad? Did I hear you mention your dad?
No, not my dad. No, my parents are long.
Okay, you said somebody has $1 million, and you have this, and somebody else has $1 million. I mean, I thought you mentioned another person. You didn't?
No, I just have $1.5 million debt that I own on this.
I got it.
And I have, I have other assets than just the farm ground.
Okay.
A little bit.
Are the other assets equipment?
Yes, equipment and vice versa. Just equipment, and I got a.
Now, what is your desire right now, Henry? Right now, I think Dan McKenzie, I think he would have to be concerned with, and again, they can do anything they want with it, but his main concern is how to pass on that land, right? Is that going to be the main deal? How to pass on the farm?
Yeah. I mean, who are your heirs? Do you know that?
Well, my children would be my heirs.
How many?
We have four children.
Yeah.
And are they all in agreement? Are they greedy? Or do you think they're... Tell me about your kids.
Well, they are all kind of set on me wanting to hold on to the land. At least I have land that has water rights that is much more valuable, and I have some dry land. And the one that has water rights, they really like to keep it, but at the same time, they have never done anything, or they're not willing to work it or anything. So for that reason, I don't know.
Can he do a trust that orders everything for sale? That doesn't give them a choice.
You can. I mean, I'm a little bit hesitant to do something like that because you just don't know what the market's going to be like. You could be ordering a sale in the middle of, a crisis in the real estate market, for example, and it's just like,
well, how about a sale when I don't know. What I'm saying is I see that he's going to have a lot of conflict here if he doesn't put some terms and conditions.
I mean, throwing 4 kids into basically business ownership together, and especially when they're not
Especially
really knowledgeable
farming,
and
that's
working
right.
it and all that kind of stuff is not going to work. It's not a good idea. But yeah, I mean, you could have a trustee or a personal representative. It could be one of them. Maybe it should be somebody else who can be a little bit more dispassionate, who can step in and figure out what is the best course of action here. Because maybe some want it and some don't. Maybe none of them want it, but somebody who can just get in there and neutrally figure it out. And
now remember, there's going to be a few things you have to know. If you do a will, for sure. Now, when you die, they're going to inherit the debt. They're going to have to pay off that debt. Okay? That debt is I assume you have a first deed of trust against the farm. Is that right?
Yeah, there is a deed of trust. Like where
a mortgage, right? Now,
mortgage.
Let me ask you this: do you have life insurance?
I do. We do.
For how much?
It's like we both have $1 million life insurance.
Who's both? You and your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
And it will expire probably. Mine will probably expire within like 10 years or so.
Is it term insurance? Is it term?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Dan, what your advice would be a will for sure, and then he'd have to think about a trust. And if I was him I would do a trust with a trustee I know and trust to do the right thing, because I just think your kids are not going to be able to come to an agreement on what to do with the land. Is that land truly worth about $4 million, $5 million, did you say?
Yes, it's worth, some of that land is worth a minimum $12,000 an acre. That's what it.
Would people buy it though? Are people going to buy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an area where it sells really good.
Can I ask you something silly? Have you ever considered? How old are you right now?
62.
Okay, you're pretty young. Have you ever considered selling before you die and just taking the money and then doing a trust and some planning with the money?
I would like to do exactly that, but I'm having a conflict with my wife. My wife is on the children's side. She doesn't want that. She wants to leave the land for the children and lease. And
wait, lease it to someone else to create income?
No, income we could never get off it as long as I own.
No, I mean as far as you said, leasing it. So does your wife want?
No, leave it.
Oh, leave it. But okay. Yeah. But does your wife figure? What about if you want to just retire and you want to take it a little easy and you want to maybe have a small annuity and some other money somewhere else and for your kids, in trust for your kids? I mean, she doesn't think that's a good idea?
No, that's exactly what I want. She does not want
Well,
that.
Who's the boss? And I mean this sincerely. Who's the boss legally in writing? Does she own half?
She owns half. She's on everything.
So would she oppose you doing it completely? I mean, literally not go along with it.
Yeah, she would oppose to it.
So she wants you to work till you die? Because really, you're going to have to, because the land doesn't produce. You know what I'm saying is, without you working it, you're not going to have income.
No.
And Social Security isn't going to pay the debt service. So does she just want you to work until you buy the farm?
I don't think she really wants to, but I think she sees that there's an option, and in my opinion, there isn't.
Well, what option does she see? I mean, does she know reality? Like, you're the one creating income. Equity without income is nothing. Equity without cash flow is just equity. And if you sit there, there's a chance, literally, you and your wife could lose by not having the wherewithal to pay off that debt.
I've been bringing that across her many times. That's exactly it.
Well, is she? She's not stupid. And I'm asking out of respect. She's not stupid, is she?
No, she's not. She's just seeing it one way, I guess.
Because you got to look at reality, and you have to see that the land in and of itself is valuable, but it's not valuable if you can't pay the debt service. In fact, you're going to end up losing it if you don't work it. And if you work it, you have to work until you leave it to your kids. So you're working right now for nothing more than leaving that to your kids. And then they're going to have to pay it off. And how do they think they're going to pay it off? So let's say you die in a few years and you owe $1 million. Let's say you die in many years, but you still owe $1 million. It's going to take a long time to pay off $1.5 million. So let's say you owe $1 million. How are they going to pay that off? Are they going to sell enough land to pay it off?
That's what they would have to do. Either that or they would have to, they all have good jobs, either that or they would have to make payments on their jobs until it would be paid off.
But they can't. They got to refinance it. They don't get to take over your loan.
Yeah.
See, your wife doesn't understand this stuff.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's all well and good that you're calling. You want to talk to Dan McKenzie and all that. But really, you better plan beyond planning. You have to plan for your demise and what to do with this stuff. But you're not thinking of the time between now and the time you die. You're not thinking about the practicality, and neither is your wife. I mean, even you can sell enough. Even you can sell enough to possibly pay off the loan and then keep the rest. Then all you have to worry about are taxes, and you won't have to work as hard. But you're going to be working basically the rest of your life because the land doesn't give you a pension for being the farmer.
No, I see that. I realize that. It's my other half that has not realized it.
Well, what if your other half talked to an attorney who knows about it? And I'm not saying that they would, force themselves on you, but if you did estate planning and an attorney asked questions, is she wise enough to see, well, wait a minute, he is getting older and eventually we have to make a plan. Do any of your kids want to work it?
No, and that's why I call. I think I would like to sometime with her sit down with an attorney and have an attorney explain that to her.
Okay, I'll tell you what. That's a good idea. You leave. You go to Dan McKenzie and talk to him for a consultation. Okay. Now listen.
I would like that.
You should, and you should talk to your. You should contact Dan. His number. Give him your local number.
303-578-2745.
578-2745. All right?
We'll get it to him.
And do me a favor, leave your information with Kelly as well for him. Because, listen, man, here's what I feel. You need to worry about you, bro. You need to worry about you. And I'm not suggesting, look, I'm not trying to talk you into anything, but you are 62. That's okay. You can probably go another 10 years if you want. But eventually, the farm does not say, good job, and take it easy now. And then I'll wait around for your kids. They're not going to do that, Henry. You're going to be left high and dry. And at that time, it'll be even harder to plan. That's why you do it earlier. Kachina, get his information. You can ask that question on the way back. I am so overtime right now. 303-713-8255.
Thank you.
That poor guy.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, we've been talking about a lot of stuff, and one of the things we need to talk about is health insurance because, there's a limited time for what's called open enrollment. That means the time you can buy health insurance. Really, you don't buy it throughout the year with this new plan, the Affordable Care. You have to buy it during open enrollment unless there's a life-changing event. I really recommend that you go to someone who really knows what they're doing, and that's Integra Insurance. Integra can sift through the choices and save you time and money. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. This is the season a lot of people make stupid mistakes with drinking and driving. Now, look, you need a designated driver or not drink. But I'm not going to preach to you. I'm going to tell you this. No matter what, many of you are going to get a DUI or driving while smoking weed, whatever they call that, under the influence. If you need an attorney, and you do, to get through the system, Joe Lazzara is an attorney. Now, I'm not telling you this to get away with anything or to encourage drinking or anything. I'm just telling you that you need sometimes a criminal defense attorney, okay? And Joe Lazzara is one I know and trust. Don't ever shop under pressure. I've shopped for you. Joseph A. Lazzara, I've known for 30 years. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
Yay.
That guy, his kids are going to work him to death. He's going to drop dead. Then his wife's going to panic. I'm telling you, the kid's going to come like sharks.
Did
and
I
they have to sell anyway to pay it
through
off.
the live?
$3 million on it, and that might not even be enough to pay off the loan.
Let's explore. That's a good thing. Hey, did Jesse Ashenberg answer?
No, he didn't. I left a message.
Okay, so therefore we have no. Usually you can throw a ball in the middle of the street and hit 16 attorneys, and we can't find one.
Well, the family law people are very difficult to get a hold of. As you know, the Harris law firm, I have to go through a special system. I can't just text Rich.
Please ask him if he can just talk to us as a retired expert. We're going to call a retired guy.
During that time.
Well, he's not on the referral list anymore, so.
Ranking police officer.
Was he a deputy first?
Because I was in the 911.
And like I said, Bonnie is unavailable for the day.
Got it. We're going to get somebody.
But they probably.
I don't know
He
anybody
said-
else.
Tom said he's getting somebody.
Okay.
We're going to get someone, I said.
All right.
I don't
Dang.
know how Adam does it.
I had to go to other.
I know. Adam, you know what? When it comes right down to it, now that's a man who deserves a medal.
So they
No
didn't have to
kidding.
Put a bond or something.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Trump and Trudeau, did you hear that he said to Trudeau, why don't you just join America and become the 51st state? I'll make you governor. Did you hear that? Trump actually said that to him.
Said what?
Trump said to Trudeau when he came down for dinner the other night.
Yeah.
Did you know about that? Yeah.
I heard he
said,
did.
Listen, why don't you just become the 51st state and I'll appoint you as governor? Oh.
He did not say
He
that.
did.
Obviously as a joke.
Well, no, it was very serious. Well, what the hell are you talking about as a joke? Well, yeah.
I guess as president, you can't joke about a lot of stuff.
Oh, my God. He joked about the size of his dick. He's fine. He can, yeah.
He's never joked about that.
Oh, my God. The whole thing with the size of his hands?
So tell me something.
Remember about him and Marco? Hey, Marco, little hands.
Are you a flaming liberal?
Who, me?
I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit.
No, I don't. I'm so pro-abortion that technically I'm anti-life, but other than that, I'm very conservative. I just think that any woman is willing to kill somebody because we had sex. I love that. That's love. All righty.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so one other thing that Deputy D brought up on that last call that we should talk about is that debt he has can go up or down based on his years. So he could end up actually owing more, owing a little less, whatever. it's really a bad situation. He's got a job right now. He doesn't have wealth. His kids will have wealth if they sell and divide the money. But they say they want to keep the land. Do you know how many? I want to ask Dan McKenzie this real quick. Dan, how many families have you seen that make decisions out of emotion that you see are dead wrong? I don't know how else to put it. How often have you seen that?
I mean, I think that's the problem with estate planning in general is it's very driven by emotion. You see that in family law too. You know, when you got two businesses suing each other, they can be a little bit more of a business decision. But there's just stuff like, you know, people have sentimental attachments to items, sentimental attachments to the parents. You know, it's just really hard to get over that. And they do make irrational decisions.
They're not necessarily wise. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, we want to keep the land. I've seen people want to keep land and go broke.
Yeah.
And here's what I found one time. I saw a guy one time that inherited some stuff from his dad, some property. He had such an emotional attachment to the property. But he had no way to support it. Mm. So what he would do is when it went up in equity, he would borrow. Mm. Then he would use that money to make payments on the loan. And he kept doing that. And I said, you understand you are spiraling to nowhere. And eventually, guess what happened? He owed so much, he could no longer pull money out. And he said, I lost the building. I said, no, you didn't. You sold it over time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They took the building and he walked away. He got paid every penny on that building.
Maybe that addressed his need without the guilt. That's a good way to do it.
Anyway, 303-713-8255. Look, I'm telling you, you'd be shocked at what we come across with people when it comes to their finances and their investments. I mean, there have been a number of people I told, you have no business investing money, literally. You know, your house is not in order. Now, I don't mean I'm going to preach to them, but God, I mean, you know, and this is some of the moral issues I come up against with people that their financial advisor should have told them, or their insurance salesman or annuity. You don't need this. What you need is to pay off that high interest debt first. Or you need to make sure you have shelter, or you can't work until you're 80. This is what people need sometimes. They need a good hard dose of truth. Now, hang on, Jessica. We're still trying to get an attorney, okay? Hang on. Let's talk to Jennifer. Jennifer, what's going on with your tenant-landlord issue? What's happening? Are you the tenant or the landlord?
I'm the tenant.
What's going on?
So I moved in this house maybe about a year ago, and since we've moved in, we've had all types of crazy floods.
Floods?
The sewer line.
Oh, no. Is this a house? Is this a house?
Yes, it's a house.
Okay, so you moved in a year ago into a single-family house.
Mm-hmm.
And when was your first sewer backup?
February. I moved in November. My first sewer backup was in February.
Okay, so November of 23, and then you had a backup in February. Okay, and what did the landlord do?
It took them 5 months to even figure out what it was. They didn't do anything.
Well, hold on. Wait. They must have sent a crew to clean up the stuff. Come on.
Yeah, well, they did, and then we were still living in the home. So they were like, as long as you're living here, it's no point of cleaning. So it got to a point to where they stopped cleaning it up altogether because they were like, as long as you're
stop cleaning it up. What do you mean? Like when that's the sewage backed up? What did they do about it? They left it in the basement,
and we cleaned it up ourselves.
Oh, no. Why are you still there?
So I'm actually supposed to be moving out, but I don't have, so this is my third house that I've been in that's been in this type of condition to where I just have to get up and go. And I'm a mother, and I have 5 kids that live in my house regularly.
Jennifer, are these 5 kids your biological children?
Yes, all of these are my biological.
Okay, now
children.
Jennifer.
I have one that's.
Oh, go ahead. You have one that what?
I have one that's not in the home because this was an issue that so we have a custody issue because I've been so unstable.
Yeah.
It was an issue with school for the kids. So I have a custody case going on. So I have another kid that's supposed to be doing therapy in home, but we can't bring him home because he has asthma and the house is in such bad condition
Jennifer.
he'll get sick.
Jennifer, I want one thing at a time. Let's talk about this house. So you're living in this house that's had continual sewer backups. Now, the landlord doesn't blame you for those, does he?
No.
Okay. But they don't attend to it. So now you're finding this situation unbearable. And how long is your lease? By the way, just tell me this, because this would complicate things. Have you withheld rent?
No.
You've been paying your rent on time, every time.
Yes, sir.
And that landlord still has not had the decency to do a good clean of that house.
No. And we're on housing also. So we've gotten housing. So it's failed all the inspections. Now we're having leaks from the ceiling, and the ceilings have been cut out or have fell out.
Well, what do you think? What do you want us? And I mean this sincerely. What do you want us to do when you called us? Do you want to get out of the lease? Do you want someone to call this landlord? Well, it sounds to me like the landlord doesn't give a damn.
No, so this is a corporation.
Yeah, okay, but it's still a landlord. I don't think they care.
Right. No, they don't.
What's the name of the corporation?
Main Street Renewal.
Main Street Renewal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're located in Texas, their main office. But every time you call, it's like everything is like third party. So when you call, you get a call center. When they send somebody out, they have to like do a bid. And they
I
have
know.
to
Yeah, I
accept
know.
the bid.
It's a big, giant company.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, what do you want?
I'm ready to move. I need some help moving out.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
And are they going to
if we
fight
don't
you?
have
When is your lease up?
I just actually renewed a lease.
But
maybe
do you think
about,
do you think they'll let you out? Because I think you have grounds. Do you think they'll let you out
yes,
voluntarily?
I think they will.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, let's start there. Trying to figure out. Do you have a deposit with them?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Chopper, what about you?
I'm ready for something.
Okay, let's talk to this landlord, this corporation, man. This woman, this is bull crap. And I mean, or people crap, however you want to look at it. But this is these continual sewer backups. If everything she's telling us is true, she's been paying her rent. She has sewer backups. They're not cleaning it. She needs to get out of there. They need to let her out of the lease and give her deposit so she can move on. Hang on, Jennifer. Chopper, let me know how that goes. We got to do something about it. If you run again, do me a favor, though, Chopper. This is really important. So if you run up against a roadblock, let us know.
I will.
We got more coming right up. What did your friend say?
From the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your
doesn't want
trusted
you, huh?
local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
Okay, let me.
This
I'm not going to be
report
here
is
tomorrow.
sponsored by
but I'll
Wendy's
be here
new
Thursday,
Salted
so
Caramel
let's-
Frosty.
let's
Yeah,
do
we
it
do have one
Thursday.
project
Hold on.
underway out of
I'll
Wheat Ridge
talk.
right now. I-70 eastbound at Kipling. Only the left lane getting through. Two right lanes are blocked with a road crew that's in there. It's got traffic tied up back to Highway 58, a good mile or so on those backups, and pretty heavy-duty stop and go. Foothills Drive a little bit better. I-70 is open, but some slowing coming down Floyd Hill with the rock scaling. Pena's running a little heavy coming out of the airport from E470 and eventually getting back to I-70. That's a look at your drive.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
Vestera Turnkey is the company that I recommend you look into if you want to be a landlord. Now, they teach you how to be a landlord the right way. They have done the research. Barry Miller and his team, you can trust them. They've doubled people's investment in 2 years. They have made 30 to 80% returns for people. Here's what they do. They research the markets to buy properties. They help you buy. They help you sell. And during the in-between time, they hook you up with a management company to do all the management. So you have very little risk and very little downside here or hassles, and you become a landlord. To find out more, December 7th, there's a webinar. You can sign up for it right here. MyBiggestReturn.com. MyBiggestReturn.com. Hey, if you're moving into a place or just sprucing up your place, getting ready for the new year, whatever you're doing, Made in the Shade has window coverings of all kinds. Shades, shutters, blinds, curtains, along with all levels of technology. Solar-powered, battery-powered, regular hand-powered, up and down, right? You can do whatever you want. And they have it for you. But you start out with a free consultation, free measurements, free design consulting. If they hit your budget, they order and have the best installers in the business. denvershades.co. Don't do this yourself. They have great deals. denvershades.co. That's Made in the Shade.
Thank you. Yeah.
Man, what the hell happened with why are my cameras freaking out, for God's sakes? God almighty.
Martial law.
Shut up. My cameras are like framing themselves. It's like some weirdos behind the viewfinder.
Want to look ridiculous? Yeah. What's with the costume? Remove the costume. There was a lot of stuff that was different. I know. Maybe over in England. I mean, they do that. They still do that. I don't remember what they do. It's to set them apart. I think it's to make it look like it doesn't matter who the judge is. They're all wearing black.
They all do that. Do they still do that in England?
The wig thing? I think they might. Yeah. I've never done that. No.
Well, they never did that in America, did they? On the court, they never did that in America ever.
I mean,
I don't think
about
so.
That founding fathers, they were wearing those things.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I would love it. Thank you.
All right.
Never found out what that woman.
You're going all right. I'll do it.
We never found out what that woman wants with the kids and the divorce. He likes it strong.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Troubleshooter Show. Did you want to talk to Tom and the gang? Oh, well, Sheridan Auto Tech. They are, by the way, they're like Colfax and Wadsworth. Oh, Sheridan Auto Tech. Let me track that down for you real quick. 303 455 7242.
Who is Marshall Matters?
I don't know.
You want to know who that is?
Yes.
Marshall Mathers? It's Leave It to Beaver.
I trust them with so much stuff.
Seriously? Beaver?
No.
Isn't it?
Marshall Mathers is Eminem.
Eminem. Oh, is that his name?
Jerry Mathers is Leave It to Beaver.
Oh, Jerry Mathers is Leave It to Beaver. Marshall Mathers, this hip attorney, young attorney, told me it's Eminem. Sorry, Marshall. Eminem, that's why he's Eminem. I get it.
Radio station.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, I want to just, we got a lot going on here. We got Jennifer assigned to Deputy Chopper. And Chopper, I'm going to text you a synopsis there. And I want to say that, I want to go back, though, to Jessica. Jessica, we have an attorney that he's retired, and we want to talk to him on Thursday. and get you some information. But one thing I didn't ask, and I did get your story, and for those listening, she lives in Illinois, an alcoholic in recovery. Husband kicked her out in 2015, filed for divorce. She did not show up for the final hearing. Ex-husband got a default judgment. Kids are now 11 and 13. What do you want today? What is the issue that you called about? You said your dad thought we could help, but what is the actual issue at this point?
Yes, Mr. Martino, I need to get an attorney, and I don't have any money.
But what is the issue? No, you didn't answer my question. What is the issue?
Allow me to see the kids.
Okay.
Right, so even though I got a schedule, he, not only that, but he subpoenas recruiters and local vendors just to see if I'm purchasing alcohol. He's out of control.
Okay.
And I also think a lot of your listeners are moms like me who've been in a divorce with someone who's got narcissistic tendencies, and it's really hard to get the court system in any state to recognize that.
Actually, Jessica, most of the times, I'm serious when I tell you this, most of the time, this is not against you, this is an observation that I have over 45 years of listening to people, and I'm going to tell you that courts bend over backwards for biological parents, especially moms. And moms almost have to be snorting meth at the courthouse steps to lose custody. I'm saying that it is not easy to lose custody. Now, having said that, I don't know what your situation is, but I know one thing. If there is a standing court order for visitation, and he's denying it, is he literally defying the court order for visitation?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So you actually have, wait a minute, your privileges were never taken away or suspended for any reason. Right now, according to the court, you have a right to see your children.
Correct.
And he is refusing to let you.
Yes.
Okay, now he is going to say he's refusing to let you for their safety and well-being. Okay, that's going to be
Correct.
what...
That's exactly
No,
it.
I know that. I know that. And that could be true. I don't know you, right? It could be true, I'm saying. So have you ever... Here's what you need to ask the court, and it's not going to be expensive. You can literally write a letter to the judge. Write a letter and say, I can't afford an attorney, and my ex-husband will not let me see the children as ordered by the court. You reference your case number. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm telling you how I would do it, or what I would tell my sister or brother. And then here's what you ask the judge. I will voluntarily submit to periodic or regular urine or whatever test you need to take to prove to the court that his allegations about you continuing your drinking is false. That's if it is false, Jessica.
Well, there's a couple things there, and I appreciate you saying that. Number one, I've proven it with multiple hair follicle tests. So
well,
willing for 7 years.
What I'm asking is, are you willing to go to? Are you willing to do
but Mr.
regular?
Martinez, there's another level. The guardian ad litem in these cases gets involved, and what
Do
they
you have a
do-
guardian ad litem in your case?
Yes, yes, we've had two.
Okay. Do you have one currently?
Yes, and she has sided with him.
Well,
She's being
there must
paid
be.
by
Listen,
him.
why do you think she's siding with him?
Because when I go to her and say my ex-husband, who is an officer of the court, he's an attorney, he knows how court orders work.
I'm
and
asking
he
you,
denies
Jessica.
my
No,
custody.
Jessica.
She
Wait,
does nothing.
Jessica.
There's multiple.
Jessica, please listen to me. Did you ever tell the guardian ad litem that you would be willing to take regular tests for alcohol?
Yes, because they're not looking at it like an alcohol case anymore. They've transitioned it to now mom might have a mental illness.
Okay.
That's what they do in these cases. That's how I understand it.
Would
That's
they
why I
allow
need
you to
attorney.
have supervised visits until that can be determined?
I don't know why they would do that when I've got access to my kids without supervised visitation. That seems to be going backwards.
So it's never, here's what I'm saying. If they have a guardian ad litem and the guardian is siding with your husband that you not see the children, the guardian ad litem actually has the power to do that. So are you sure the
She's not
order?
fighting with him to not allow that. She just doesn't interfere, right? She just doesn't help protect
Okay.
my rights.
But so she's never modified the child visitation.
She has reduced it without having any
Again,
justification.
I
for
don't,
it.
Jessica, I don't need your editorial. I need to know what's going on to help you. I know that you disagree with everything. I know that. But it wastes time right now. So the question was, the guardian ad litem did modify your visitation. Yes. How much was it reduced?
By one night.
Oh, that's all? Did she order supervision?
This is complicated. No.
Okay. All right. What I want you to
Because
do.
I'm not a threat, because I've been deemed
Okay.
not a threat.
Again,
That's why I'm stuck.
I am not debating that with you, Jessica. I am not against you, Jessica. And I know you're against everything that happened on the other side. I just want to get through this so we can talk to our attorney about it. Okay, so you're going to hear from us. We're going to get them on Thursday. 303-713-8255.
Cute.
Please tell Jennifer.
Do you know what time on Thursday? Or
What
should we just
time?
Tell her at 10?
Let's do it right off the bat if we can get her on.
You got it. Thank you.
Right now, I-70 eastbound at Kipling. Only the left lane getting through. Two right lanes are blocked with a road crew that's in there. It's got traffic tied up back to Highway 58, a good mile or so on those backups. Some pretty heavy-duty stop and go. Foothills Drive a little bit better. I-70 is open, but some slowing coming down Floyd Hill with the rock scaling. Pena's running a little heavy coming out of the airport from E470 and eventually getting back to I-70. That's a look at your drive.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
Genesis Total Exteriors.com is now, of course, not now. They've always done interior stuff, and they have a special for the year end, getting ready for the holidays or beyond. They will do interior doors 2 for 1. Now think about that. They take out those old ugly. If you have a house you bought, modified, custom, spec, whatever it was, used house, old house. If you have those hollow doors, ugly doors, painted doors, they'll put in beautiful wood doors, solid core doors, and they'll do 2 for 1 special. Think about that. They'll also do conversions of your railings to metal or your spindles, your balusters to metal. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Call them for a spruce up. 303-679-8509. Fix It 24/7 is still offering the special for $39 to get your furnace extreme cleaned. And they spend 2 hours, up to 2 hours. They will add efficiency and lifespan to your furnace because they truly get the dirt and grime out, the number one killer of furnaces. So please give them a call. Before it gets too cold, you get a no breakdown guarantee. FixMyHome.com. Book now. That's where you go. FixMyHome.com. Book now.
Can't thank you enough. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you for thanking me.
I occasionally tell people how fun it is to work with you. I'm like, nope, he's actually really good at this.
I've learned something in 45 years.
Yeah, I saw that.
Amazing. Actually, 50 years if you count when I started, actually, 45 in Denver. We're going to get an expert opinion. Good. How long has he been retired? 3? Oh, good. Was he a cutthroat?
Like Harris Family Law or someone else sooner than Thursday.
The criminal stuff and the family law. Yeah.
I didn't hear Tom because I was probably in the bathroom. Are we getting Brad O'Brien on for Jennifer?
Brad O'Brien. Wait a
No,
minute. Hold on. I want to go
Chopper's gonna
back there.
take care of
No,
it.
I signed it to Chopper. We're done.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
I got to send that to
Apologies.
Chopper.
Yep.
I mean, I got to send him a synopsis here. Damn it.
Uh-oh, Dragon's back. Sorry.
Dak, Chopper, I just sent it to you.
Got it.
Just a
Yeah,
synopsis.
I see it.
Okay, Jennifer, we're going to go ahead and escalate this to one of our deputies. His name is, we call him Deputy Chopper. And he will call you. What is the best number to reach you at?
You remember if she lived in Denver or metro area?
Let's see. What did she say? Let me
Okay,
see.
we're going to go ahead and work with you as Jennifer.
She actually didn't
so
say.
You can discuss
She
that
actually
with
didn't say.
Chopper.
She said she's on housing, whatever.
Okay, perfect. And that's 719-744-3773. Okay, thanks so much. Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Couple cases.
Where's that?
We had it at Four Seasons.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
It ain't polite to ask. But if I knew it was at the Four Seasons free food, I would have been there.
I forget how much it was, though. It was like 40-something per person.
Was your son there?
No, my son, he's in Michigan now. Oh, yeah, it was great.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, it was a full thing.
I just drank coffee.
I mean, didn't your refusal to eat didn't change what we paid. So,
just charged
yeah,
for
they
it.
charge. Yeah, you gotta have a minimum. Yeah, no.
Uh-oh.
khout.com.
All right, I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK. Ryan, what's going on with Elite Towing?
Hey, yeah, I've been traveling for the past month, and when I got back, I noticed my car was not in my neighborhood parking lot.
When
So
you
I
say,
called
what
the
is a
company
neighbor?
and they
Tell me
told
what a neighbor, I need to, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I need to ask, what is a neighborhood parking lot?
Oh, just I live in like a townhome community, and so there's parking spots in front of all the garages, and then there's like separate parking spots that are not assigned to any particular unit.
Do you have an assigned parking space?
I have the one that's in front of my garage.
Is it assigned to you?
And then, yeah.
Okay. And is that where it was towed from?
No, it was in the unassigned spot.
And does your parking lot require permits?
No.
All right, hold on a second. Let's talk about this. Elite Towing, we've had other complaints. We'll see what's going on. Right after this, you got to hang on. I'll come right back to you, I promise. I'm Tom Martino.
All right. Have a good rest of
I
your
wonder
day. Hope you
how-
feel better. Well,
How they know that.
God, I'm telling you, this is, God almighty, I hate tow companies.
Yeah, I think because Wyatt's came up a couple of weeks ago.
Do you know anything
Didn't
about
they have
the
a,
news
like
person?
$1 million settlement or?
How long did he
lawsuit or
say
something against them?
in that spot? Did he say?
They got stung by the PUC or something.
Okay, I'm going to try to rearrange it. He moved the camera. They come here and they practice in the goddamn band, and then they move stuff around. Kick his ass. see through the viewfinder when the HDMI is on. So therefore, there was no way for me to readjust the frame. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, look alive, bro. Okay. Now, how the hell you had to work hard to move this camera? I tell these assholes, you can play in here. You can have your little.
Oh, it's up to you. Remember, you had to cancel one day, so I've just been waiting for you to. We decided that you're going to tell me what days work for you, and so you pick whatever afternoons you want. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That comes under the heading of the enemy of my enemy is my friend or something.
Dan brought pizza.
They don't like the migrants. I don't like the migrants.
Right. We brought some delicious looking pizza.
I have pumpkin pie.
No, thank you. That's okay.
Oops. Tom pressed a button. Camera's going.
I saw that.
Wonky.
I can receive. I think it's the first time that's happened to me, and Verizon doesn't know why. So until it's resolved, just keep in mind I can read your text messages. I can't reply to them. So no, you didn't. It totally works. Oh yeah, that was a different issue. That's when you accidentally blocked me. That was about 5, 6, 7 years ago. But, so yeah, that's a totally different one. You're not blocked. I can't send any text messages to anybody for some reason. Nobody knows why. But we're gonna call you on Thursday, and if you have a few.
Hey, they got a Johnson that's embarrassing.
Right.
I think ours has a T in it though.
I think it's Johnston. Yeah.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling you back. That's why I'm calling back.
I thought the Bronco defense played down to the level of thinking they were playing a 3 and 8
Yeah.
team. You know, we'll give them a little slack.
It was like back and forth and back and forth. It was.
I can't remember. We got rid of Judy because he did drop a lot of balls, if I remember right.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I think he was.
Didn't he come from Alabama?
I don't know where he came from. He was a pretty good player.
Oh no, yeah. Well, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, looked at him last night.
250 yards or something last night. And he caught our linebacker, who wasn't obviously the fastest.
I know.
Player
I
on
saw
the
the
field.
game. I saw Judy and Sean Payton.
Great.
Talking to each other.
Well, they were.
Wait, what?
They coached. No, that
Yeah,
was
Peyton
Winston.
Why wouldn't I agree with
Peyton
you on
had coached
food?
the other
Except for
quarterback
Right, and he
Oh.
can smoke
on New Orleans.
anything delicious. And this celery dipped in water is spicy.
I forgot that today. I meant to bring it.
Maybe Peyton was saying, "Yeah, we'd like to have you come
You
back."
forgot your celery? Okay. Oh, so distraught. I don't have celery dipped in water. Poor thing.
I did remember my green beans.
Oh, congratulations.
It'd be great if
Yep.
it's
And I
Jennifer.
think it's
No,
potentially.
she's in Colorado Springs.
Oh, she is.
Catholic charities.
You don't need it. Like I would always think, I'm starving, and I order this much.
Yep.
Now when I'm starving, I order this much. I eat this much. I stop ordering.
More challenging real estate market.
Yeah, that's something. We all our perceptions of what is normal.
So that's what helped me, and that's kind of what Noom did for you too, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
It taught you what you need and don't need, right?
Falling off the wagon here with this.
Joining us there, and that'll do it for us.
What did you do to the video, Tom?
He didn't touch anything. He did not touch anything.
Must be D3.
10 seconds, guys.
Blackjack. May well save your life, and our top Colorado Democrats afraid they're losing their grip on the state. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose.
Oh, my camera's screwed up.
Troubleshooter's gonna
touch anything.
Shut up.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Oh, man.
Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. I'll turn the camera back on in a second. I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm so tired of not working stuff. Anyway, so I promise. I'm going to turn it back on in a minute. So if you're streaming, you can hear me. I'm still looking at your comments and all that crap. I don't know what happened. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take calls. And I'm talking to streamers, by the way, my YouTube morons. I'm not talking to my radio audience. Everything's cool. We're here. Is it Ryan or Rayan? Rayan?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an unusual name, Rayan. Okay. So, your car was in an unassigned spot in a townhome community, but you live there, right?
Yeah, I live there. I'm a tenant. I'm renting it.
And I assume you have a right to park there, right?
Correct, yeah.
But do you have a right to park? I'm just asking because I don't know. Do you have a right to park in the unassigned spots?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm aware, there's no specific rules for those spots. I mean, you just can't park in front of a garage that's not yours.
Of course.
But the other spots, there's no kind of permit or any kind of restrictions on
So
them.
you guys don't have anything you have to put in the windshield or anything?
That's right, yeah.
How long was your car there before it was towed? Static, not moved?
Yeah, so I've been traveling for around the past month of November, so it's...
Okay,
and
hold on now. That's a whole different ballgame, I think. So your car was there in an unassigned spot for 1 month or more?
I think it was around a month. I don't know exactly when it was towed, but...
Okay, got it.
Ryan, did anyone explain to you why your car was towed?
Yeah, I mean, I called the towing company, and they claimed that it was abandoned, the vehicle.
Okay, all right. Did they have a list of cars and license on your lease, or do you register your cars with the company? The manager?
No, we don't. So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean...
How would they... let me ask you this. How would they know if the car is abandoned? Did they tell you if it hasn't moved in a certain number of days or weeks or hours? What did they tell you?
I mean, I haven't heard any communication from either the property management or towing company or otherwise, so I'm not really sure about that.
Okay.
Tom,
why didn't you ask? I mean, if my car was towed, how did you even know it was towed because they thought it was abandoned? How do you know it was towed because it was abandoned?
Yeah, so I got back in town the night before yesterday, and that's when I noticed. And I called the towing company.
And
that's what the towing company stated.
Okay.
How did the towing company know? Who told the towing company that it was abandoned? Who ordered the actual tow?
I believe they said it was the property HOA or property management.
Oh, okay. So somebody from HOA reported it as an abandoned car and ordered Elite to tow it away.
And I don't think it's the towing company's fault at all.
By the way, they're the ones who took over Wyatt's towing.
Well, I
That's
know,
illegal.
but it's still not their fault. The management company said, "Come and get it." It's their property. They have every right to tow. Now, there are laws regarding notice and all of that, and I don't know what they did or how they have to do it on private property. I really don't know, but let's put it this way. I think the problem was with the management company. So, when you heard that the management company called it abandoned, did you look to your lease or bylaws or any kind of documentation, or did you just simply, I would have gone to the management company and said, excuse me, why was my car towed? I mean, didn't you ask Ryan or Ryan?
Yeah, I've given them a call, and I basically got directed to a call center, and they said that it's like a management company that has multiple neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And they said that they would forward the information to the one from my specific neighborhood, and they'd get back to me, and I haven't heard back yet. I mean, I only did this yesterday, but I still haven't heard back yet on that.
D, can you give him a quick call, you think?
Yeah.
Let's just do a quick call for you, man. When you call, do you have an office right there that you can walk into and say, hey, by the way, when is a car considered abandoned? I mean, can't you just talk to someone?
Yeah, there's no on-site office or anything
Oh, okay. Then if there's no on-site office, does the towing company have standing orders?
I'm honestly not sure about that.
Hey, Ryan, why didn't you park in front of your garage?
So there's the garage, which is where my wife's car is parked.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't very well just leave it out there because it would block her, right?
Well, it's not even about that. So my driveway in particular is like extra steep, and it's too steep to get a sedan up there. So the second car was a sedan. So it literally just can't get up the driveway.
So you never park there. You never park there.
Right, yeah.
The only difference between when it was towed and when it wasn't is you use the car every day.
Yeah.
But when you were traveling, and since your wife didn't move it for you, or you didn't know about it, but somewhere, here's going to be the problem, Ryan. If it's written somewhere and you just didn't know or see it, it's going to be a problem for you. If it's written somewhere. What I mean is in your bylaws or something. Am I right to assume you could have parked there under normal circumstances and you wouldn't be towed, but because it was there a long time, it was towed? I mean, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I've been leasing this place for 6-7 months, and I haven't changed anything about the parking except, like you said, the fact that I've been gone and haven't been moving the car.
Okay, so how much did all this cost you, Ryan?
They're telling me that it's $2.3 grand to get it out.
What? Wait. Wait a minute. $2,300?
Yeah, exactly.
What? How do they?
I mean, I'm assuming it's whatever their daily holding fee, and they've had it for about a month. So,
but
wait, they towed it right at the beginning of your trip?
We don't know. I mean, Ryan, you got to help us out if we're going to help you, because I don't want to start fighting and find out you were gone 2 months. Exactly how long were you gone, bro?
I was gone. I left November. Let me see. I left November 11th.
Oh, okay. And
the thing is,
well, okay, November 11th. And when did you return? We're on a roll here. When did you return?
This past Sunday. Yeah, I returned on Sunday the 1st.
Okay, so
was the car parked there before November 11th though? What date did you actually park the car?
Yeah, it was.
What date?
Okay, that's okay. Thank you, D. That's a good point. When did you actually park the car there and leave it? When did you actually park it there?
I mean, the car has been there since I moved here. Right?
No, that's not what I'm asking. So no. That's not what I'm asking. You used your car before that. What I need to know, listen to what I'm asking, because it's really important. When was the last time your car had been moved from that spot?
Probably about a week or two. I've been using my wife's car.
Okay, so probably, is it say a week or two? So basically, all of November it was parked there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not all of November because you don't know when they towed it, right? You don't have an exact tow date?
And no, and the thing is, I also, just leading up to the trip, I honestly don't even know, like, I didn't notice. I can't say for sure whether or not it was there before I left on my trip or not. Like, it might have been towed before, but I honestly just, I hadn't been using the car for that time.
Okay, you didn't notice. You didn't notice. Yeah. So it really could have been in storage for a full month.
Yeah.
Even though you left on the 11th, it could have been towed 2 weeks before that. You never know.
Right.
So listen, man, what kind of car is it?
It is a 2005 Toyota Avalon.
What is it worth? Because it's almost 20 years old, right? So what is it worth?
Yeah, it's on a private market. It's probably $5 or $6 grand.
It's really not worth you getting it. I mean, is it? I mean, be honest here. Do you owe money on it?
No,
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you we can't help you. I'm not telling you that. I don't know the situation yet. There are new laws on releasing your car. They have to release your car. Can you look that up, D? Yeah. But remember, this was a private tow, but he wasn't blocking traffic. Now, you could have been given notice. Help us out here. Did they say, hey, we put a notice on the car and you didn't move it, blah, blah, blah? Did they say any of that? Rian, you should be asking, the tow company. They're required, if you're not blocking traffic, they're required to tell you, to give you notice before they tow it.
Did it have current license plates on it?
No, it didn't.
Oh, God.
Did it have any license plates?
Rayan, see, this is the problem, man. Yeah, you keep unloading. You keep revealing stuff that gives them more and more and more and more justification. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get your car back, and they shouldn't. There's a certain law about getting your car back with a minimum amount of payment. I got to look it up. But let me ask you this. How did it have license plates at all?
Yeah, it had license plates, and it's actually, like, I was planning on selling the car. That's why I didn't renew the registration.
It doesn't matter. I'm not judging you. How expired were they?
I believe the plates were from 2023.
Oh, man. You are in such bad shape right now. Hold on, Rayan. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to get his information. I want Dee to do some investigating. I'll call and then I want to investigate the law because there is I thought there was a certain law that said if he made a certain payment, they have to release the car.
Yeah, there are two issues. One is they're required to put him on a financing plan. He can make a small payment.
They had a right.
Well, I think the new law prohibits towing for expired license plates.
No, but that's not probably okay. But what about abandoned? Look it up. I hope you're right.
I am looking.
Hang on, bro. We'll be right back. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Will you have the income you need for retirement? Worried about your investments? There's something you can do about it. A plan guaranteed in writing not to lose a dime. Guaranteed returns. Income for life. Call now for a free retirement evaluation and get a free best-selling book by certified financial planner Joe Chiano. 303-779-6600. The book, Smart Money Moves. And it's free. 303-779-6600. Free retirement review and a book. 303-779-6600.
Hey, what do I love about Zero Res, the carpet cleaning company that also does tile and grout upholstery, mattresses, ductwork? What do I like about them? I always joke and say nothing because that's what they use in their water, nothing. It's purified, softened water, a little alkaline base. And here's why. It's the best cleaning agent in all of nature. By being an empty water, meaning not filled with minerals and chemicals, it can loosen and absorb all the pathogens and allergens and the crap from previous cleanings. And I'm telling you, Your carpets not only look clean, they feel clean. Your indoor air quality's better. It's the best system ever. And you'd be nuts to use anything else. That's what I say. Now, $33 a room. They start at around $33 a room. They are giving deals off of duct cleaning. But you know why I don't emphasize price a lot? Although they're never expensive. But the reason I don't is because what's your alternative? Garbage in your carpet? I mean, come on. ZeroResDenver.com. Get it done now. They have crews standing by. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com. Now's the time to buy your health insurance. Don't ever think about buying it without help. There are dozens of plans on and off the exchange. And, Integra Insurance is an agency I use of licensed brokers that can find the right plan for you. Oh, and there's not a big markup. In fact, you don't save money going direct. You save money going through Integra because they take the time to find the best plan for you for your situation, whether it's on Medicare, supplements, or regular health insurance. You need to contact Integra, 303-466-5500, 466-5500, Integra, I-N-T-E-G-R-A, IntegraInsurance.com. Oh, man.
I don't buy that, Dave.
Guys, that guy is out of luck, don't you think?
He's just the dumb luck, really, because he just doesn't know what he doesn't know. He didn't know to ask simple questions, and he doesn't really care about the car to begin with, so forfeit over to the company. It doesn't matter.
I'll be happy to call the towing company. If you get this guy's name and phone number,
get
I'll
that
call him to get his information and license plate number.
Oh, did you look up the law?
I can't find it.
Okay, hold on.
I'm still looking.
I mean, he just clearly doesn't care about the car. I mean, he let it sit there for who knows how long before he left.
He was going to sell it,
Go
though.
ahead and escalate this to one of our.
Again, what city was it in?
I thought you said Colorado Springs.
It doesn't matter. The towing law is statewide.
Is it?
This towing guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Tom asked him what city it was.
No, I don't think it, because it didn't matter to me.
Okay, it's a 28-page law, and I'm reading
No,
it now.
I'm asking my boyfriend.
Well, if it didn't have plates, he probably wasn't driving it. And so it had been.
It was expired.
For a while.
Yeah.
Tom needs to reboot his camera.
I know. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Sorry. Overwhelmed lately with this. This thing has been effing up, man. I need to buy a new. This thing is like, what I think this is a piece of shit because it went out once and I got it replaced under warranty. I just think it's an overall piece of shit. That's what I think. Okay, I rebooted. Let me just go. Wait a minute. Why the hell isn't it finding?
10 seconds.
Oh, you piece of crap.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. I guess my computer has decided I'm ugly and won't take my camera, but I'm going to keep trying, folks. So just please put up with it for a second. I don't want to hear it. Hey, so let's go to the phones. Here's what I think. I think that guy is going to be out of luck. I think he did everything wrong. And however, I looked up the law and I said, and here's what it says. Dimitri's looking it up, Deputy D. Under the new Colorado law, effective August 2022, towing companies are generally prohibited from removing vehicles from private property solely due to expired license plates unless directed by law enforcement. However, there are specific circumstances where a vehicle can be towed without prior notice. Okay? Now, let's talk about that. It's including blocking access, he wasn't, unauthorized parking in a space designated for another person, he wasn't doing that, permit violations. He says they don't require permits. So in his situation, the vehicle was parked in an unassigned spot in a townhome community for a month with expired plates. Since it wasn't blocking traffic or occupying someone else's designated spot and no permit was required, the towing company could not tow them under this law.
Well, it could be that the spot he was parked in is reserved only for visitors. I've been to plenty of those communities.
Well, that's gonna,
even if it was considered an
that's considered.
vehicle,
No, they mean assigned to someone else. I don't think they mean assigned to visitors in general or mankind.
Well, I'm reading the law now. It's 28 pages. It will be a while.
Hold on.
I figure
If your
this out.
vehicle was towed under these conditions, you might have grounds to contest it. You can file with the PUC. Now, listen, I truly believe that this guy was screwed. I really do. And, okay, I'm going to ask this. If I racked up a $2,300 tow and storage bill, they have to release my car? I'm going to ask that. By the way, I'm asking my boyfriend, and it used to be my girlfriend, but then they changed to a male voice. I can't get it back to a female voice. So you do with it.
I'm still confused a little bit by this, Tom. He left his car there for could be a month with plates that are expired by nearly a year. At the
doesn't matter. Doesn't. Hey, take it up with the lawmakers, bro. Under this law, that's not grounds to tow a car.
Wow. Okay.
It's not under this law. It's not unless he was blocking traffic or in someone else's space. Under Colorado's, it goes here, effective August 20, it says, if your vehicle was towed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's what it says. You can recover your vehicle by paying 15% of the total fees or $60, whichever is less. Get this guy back on the phone. This guy can pay $60 and get his car back.
Now, he's going to have to sign a financing agreement with...
It doesn't say that here. It doesn't say that. I mean, maybe it does. I'm not reading the law. I'm reading, Chat, my boyfriend. Let me just put this. Will I have to sign a finance agreement for the balance? Okay, let's see what this says. By the way, no. Under the Colorado Towing Bill of Rights, They cannot require you to sign a finance agreement to get your car back for a minimum deposit.
But then everybody's just going to pay $60
Well,
bucks
guess
and get
what?
their car back.
That's our law. Take it up with your progressive legislature. I think they have a heart in this case. 15% of total fees or $60, whichever is less. Listen, Dimitri, you ought to call Elite for this
I'm
guy.
going
We
to.
ought to do it like immediately. Get him back on the phone. I want to tell him
I
some
just
stuff
need his
here.
contact information so I can get his license plate
Yeah,
number
come
and
on.
all that.
What, get off the mimosas, Kelly. Get on this damn thing. Come on.
I got it. I just got a text.
All right, thank you.
From Kelly. Thank you,
Now,
Kelly.
I love my listeners, okay? I love them, except for the YouTube morons. Now, my camera's down for a minute. I'm going to get it back up here in a minute. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, my OBS studio says I'm ugly and they can't show
Don't worry,
me.
we know you didn't touch anything.
Well, actually, I did. I don't know what's going on, folks. I just don't know what's happening. I just don't know what's happening. My camera's out. But I will work on it. Here's what I want to say, though. I don't understand why towing companies would do stuff that they know is wrong. Right? So I don't get it. Why would they do something that they know is wrong? Can anyone tell me this? So I want to know, because I think
it's not wrong if you get away with it.
Well, okay. I'm just saying that I think I just think it's wrong. I'm going to go find this damn camera, though, and I'm going to add it, because I think I am like, I just can't believe my camera just took a crap and it will not do anything. And I just.
You know what really helps when cameras do that?
What?
Mimosas.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with me right now, but everything seems to be going to. Anyway, so here's the thing. We got to call this tow company, because what I'm seeing, they're breaking the law. It says you only have to pay $60. Think about that, Dragon. And as Dimitri said, if they can't make you finance it, and all you have to pay is $60 to retrieve your car, well, then what's to prevent everyone?
Mark's read that before, but you have to set up some kind of payment plan
No,
for them.
you absolutely do not under this law. Now, here's what I think.
Okay.
Hold on. Here's what I think would happen. The law doesn't address it. But if the tow company claims you owe $2,300, they have to release your car for $60. That doesn't mean that they can't come after you for what they feel is a bill of $2,240, right? So they can probably pursue it as a collection, but they can't keep your car. Damn it, you know what? I think it's a good law. I think it's a good law. Now, I know if Mark was on here, he'd be calling me a liberal creep and progressive and all, but it has nothing to do with liberal conservative. It's like people need their car, for God's sakes. It's not like this guy did a capital offense. He left his car with an expired plate in an unassigned parking spot. Does he deserve capital punishment for that? And you know, whether you guys like it or not, all of you morons on YouTube saying all these stupid, you just can't park in the lot without moving it. Well, guess what? According to the law, you can. As long as you're not taking someone else's spot, someone else, assigned to someone, not mankind in general. Okay? That it's an assigned spot. Anyway, that's just the way it is. 303-713-8255 is our number if you want to give us a call, and that's just the way it is. The law is for the common man. By the way, Renew Home Innovations will do the most beautiful shower conversion with stone walls. Yeah, or they're stone resin, and they look just like stone. No maintenance, no threshold to stumble over. It's great for you when you get older, or for anyone. Glass panels that are beautiful no-fog panels. The whole thing, man, they do in 2 or 3 days with 72 months to pay no interest. In these days, you try to get that anywhere. 303-904-2000. Tell them Martino told you to call. 303-904-2000.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplan today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty.
I-70 just reopened a short time ago down at the bottom of Floyd Hill and out of Idaho Springs. Still seeing some backups on I-70, especially westbound, but that is improving rapidly. It's all for rock scaling. Now, we do have a project on I-70 out of Wheat Ridge, eastbound of Kipling. Only the left lane getting around this. It is backed up past Highway 58. A pretty solid jam up there. Looks like I-70 heading eastbound near Havana, slow. Pena coming out of the airport. And back to I-70, and it looks like E-470, the toll highway north of Pena. A little bit of a jam up in that area. That's your traffic.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
All right. If you have an auto accident where there's a hint of an injury, or you think you may have trouble, you need to call John Fuller. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney who will take your call before you hire him. No other attorney does that. Seriously. No other personal injury attorney. He'll talk to you about the case, what it's worth, what you should do next, how to collect, where to collect, if it's worth going after, whatever. All of these questions. If you decide to hire him, it's always on a percentage fee basis, so there's never out of pocket from the first phone call. His website is callfuller.com, www.callfuller.com. His number, 303-597-4500, 597-4500. I just can't believe the crap that I have to go through to redo all of this bullshit. I got to redo every goddamn camera move I have. Gosh, dang it.
But you didn't touch anything.
You shut up. You people make me sick.
It was Kelly. I saw her do it.
I don't actually. No, I didn't touch it. It just took a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. So there, I can't deny that. But I'm doing it. I'm taking. And once I do it, my God in heaven, I have so many places to remove this shit. It's amazing. Ah. Okay, now I got to go and find it. Oh, man. Now I got to add this piece of shit. I may have to just redo. I may have to, jeez. I may have to reboot and stop the stream. I don't know. We might have to stop early. I don't know. Let me just see. Capture video. Where's my capture? Video capture.
D3, are you listening?
Who are you talking to?
D3.
Oh, finally. Dear God in heaven.
I think someone's trying to get your attention on here.
Oh.
All right. D.
Yeah, was somebody calling me? I just got back.
He said D.
Hey, look at page 22, pair number 9. It kind of says if it's commercial real estate, none of that applies. This was really written poorly.
Well, I just got the guy's license plate number, so I'll call the management or the towing company and see what they have to say about this.
I kind of agree with Tom. You wouldn't think a towing company would do something that they couldn't do.
Yeah, especially after what happened to Wyatt's.
Are you being an asshole now? Yes, you are. Why would it? He's being a joker. He's saying, "Oh, I can't believe that they would do something that they're not supposed to." Is that what you're saying?
Chopper or Dimitri?
No, I mean, I guess I wouldn't have had a profession if I believed everyone couldn't do something.
Yeah, why would anybody do anything that's wrong?
No, I can't believe they would just blatantly do it. Shut up.
Well, I'm just, just saying. It's, I don't get it.
If I have to redo this camera one more time, I'm going to smash it, and I'm going to say goodbye to my YouTubers forever.
You're right there. We can see you.
Well, now you can. I had to redo every goddamn capture. I'm still not done. I mean, it's the worst thing that ever happened to me. Well,
The worst? The worst.
I don't want to say
I can name a couple of things that are probably a little worse.
oh, man. So Mark, does Mark go over there? Yeah, Mark goes there. I have to worry about Mark and all that bullshit now because his camera is going to be... I have to line up his camera someday when he gets back on next year in between his vacations. Okay, hold on. Here's what I want to know. He's got it knocked. If I started the damn show and he's the one taking all the time off, what the hell's going on with that picture? He's the one that calls all the shots. What the hell? Wait, he might have something there. Little bastard. Oh, he'll be sorry when I retire. He won't be able to get away with it.
Now he'll just need to find himself his own mark.
Yep, that's right.
10 seconds.
Station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino. All of my peeps will be happy to know that my pretty face is back up and running on the, on the stream here. So, people, Dan McKenzie specifically, I think I can switch to you without crapping up here. Let me just make sure I can because I'm afraid of this thing now. The switcher was like... Anyway, Dan McKenzie, I do have some text here, seriously. Tom, you were talking about investment accounts. I noticed, this is a guy that met with my guy, Pat, from Wave 8 Wealth Management. He said, I noticed there's a place for a beneficiary on every investment account. Do I need that if I have a will? What good is it? What do you advise as an attorney? He's not asking me that. He's asking Dan McKenzie. So, Dan, when I sign up people for investment accounts, there's a place for a beneficiary. Now, technically, if you have a beneficiary there, does that negate the will's beneficiary for that? I mean, how does it work? Tell me about it.
Those are followed before the will. So if you
really?
If you have an account that says this account goes to Tom on my death, and my will says everything goes to Dimitri on my death, you're going to get that account, and then Dimitri's going to get what's left.
So wait a minute. So this is really important news, people. Beneficiary designations on everything come before the will and probate and the estate?
Yeah.
Did everyone know that? No. I'm serious. I'm serious, guys. Honest to goodness. No smart-ass YouTubers. I'm asking you, did you know this? Did you know this out there listening in your car or in the gym? That every beneficiary designation supersedes your will. Now, I gotta actually make a note of this because I've learned something. So if you have a will, if you have a trust, so what if you have that? So what should they do? Leave it blank? Or should they say refer to the will?
You just got to be aware of this and coordinate correctly because maybe you want it to go through the will. Maybe you want that account to go through the will. But if you put a beneficiary on it, it's not going to do that. They're going to follow the instructions you gave them. That
Top
is a
Secret said he knew
them.
it. Anyway, now I'm being told my camera's taking another. It's on mid fade. See, you know what it is? I have a bad switcher here. I'm doing away with this damn switcher. I think it's Dan. You know what? When McKenzie wasn't on camera, it never happened. It's when his face came on, everything broke down. Wait a minute. That's the only thing we did differently, Dimitri. When his face was on here, all hell broke loose.
Well, plus he brought pizza.
Yeah. So listen, let's talk. Yeah, I see my face there. Yeah, this is really a bad switcher, people. Now it went. Now I got it. Okay. So I want to talk about doing estates the right way then. If you want everything to be according to your will or trust, you should not designate beneficiaries on your PODs, payable on death certificates for your bank accounts, or your beneficiary information for your investment
I've
accounts.
advised people to pull beneficiaries off because they want the will to control. I've advised them to put him on because, like, you can have a will that says, I totally disinherit Tom, and then I got a life insurance policy out there that has you as the beneficiary, and you're going to get more money than anyone else. So it's just, you just got to be aware of it.
You got to coordinate.
You got to coordinate.
Do you do that when somebody comes in?
Oh, yeah. That is
do you ask about beneficiary designations?
Okay. We run through everything, yeah.
Because I do have some conflicts. Actually, thinking right now, I do.
Yeah. That's the problem with, so that's the benefit of a trust, is you put everything in the trust, and then changes going forward, you make them to the trust agreement, and it's just one centralized place. If you're using designated beneficiaries, you got to remember, those attached to every separate asset.
What if somebody proves that the will or the trust came after the beneficiary?
No, doesn't matter.
I don't know, people. I really have learned something by that. That's incredible to me. And something else incredible. And Dragon, don't faint. I'm going to take a break on time. 303-713-8255. You know what?
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty.
I-70 just reopened a short time ago down at the bottom of Floyd Hill and out of Idaho Springs. Still seeing some backups on I-70, especially westbound, but that is improving rapidly. It's all for rock scaling. Now, we do have a project on I-70 out of Wheat Ridge, eastbound at Kipling. Only the left lane getting around this. It is backed up past Highway 58. A pretty solid jam up there. Looks like I-70 heading eastbound near Havana slow. Pena coming out of the airport. And back to I-70, and it looks like E-470, the toll highway north of Pena. A little bit of a jam up in that area. That's your traffic.
High speed.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
888heating.com. I love these guys. I've been with them for years and years and years. They do high efficiency units, and they do them really with conjunction of solar systems where you can get tax credits, or just you want to save money and your system's 15 or 20 years old. 888heating.com, the people you want for your high efficiency units, and they say they'll do the best price for the same equipment anywhere. 888heating.com. Now let's talk about free second opinions. So someone says you got a cracked heat exchanger, or you need a water heater, or you need a panel change out, or you need something, a new drain, whatever it is, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, fix it 24/7, free second opinions. And they mean it, not even a call charge. If you're told you need something and you want an honest second opinion, fix it 24/7. They come with a mind of fixing things, not replacing. But if you need replacement, get that free second opinion. FixMyHome.com. Book now. FixMyHome.com. All right, I'm going to go back to that and see if I am switching now without mid-fades. You sons of crapolas. Okay, I got an idea. What the heck? Hey, people, you know what? I have a feeling. I just have a feeling that I am. I think I'm bad news with technology. You know, I have like this thing about technology that just, do you know I can't wear a watch, an electric watch?
Why not?
I kill it. You think I'm kidding, don't you?
No.
If I wear an LED watch or an electric watch, it goes dead.
Well, they're all electric. There's a battery in my one.
Okay. It goes dead within 2 days.
No, I believe you. I just don't understand that.
Listen, I'm going to ask my boyfriend why that happens.
Could you start calling it your girlfriend again?
I got to put the female voice back. Hold on. How do I get you to speak in a female voice? I used to like the female voice. I could write dirty words and everything. Just kidding. Go to settings. Voices. No, I'm talking about you. Wait a minute. I don't have an audible voice or the ability to change it. Well, yes, you do. Oh, no. This is wait a minute. I have 2 different chats. I have one on my phone right here.
Dan, that was great looking pizza.
I'll bring some for you next time.
Oh no, thank you. And it's I can still smell it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
there were like black olives on it.
It was good.
Were there black olives on it? Oh,
nice. My son made a charge for $628 on Alibaba. I'm gonna kick his ass.
Oh, now the Chinese have your charge card number. That's the worst part.
Vonnie, I'm gonna kill him. No, he does that every once in a while. He got me some Air Jordans, some knockoffs. Okay, did you make a 628 24 charge on?
By the way, I was right. It was in a visitor parking spot.
Oh, there you go.
That was easy.
Went to her voicemail. Well, can't take calls.
Oh. I hate it when that happens.
Like a bunch of scumbags. They won't even tell
Or,
me the first name.
especially when you get
Yeah,
it. This
supposedly
voicemail
manager
box
who's
is
gonna call
not
me
bad.
back.
Yeah, that one too.
Is that shady or what?
Yeah.
That is so shady. I mean, what kind of a legitimate business won't tell you?
That is so cute.
A manager?
Right.
That is so damn cute.
Good afternoon. Thanks for
Your
calling the Tom
colleague
Martino
Liz
Show.
should be on the landing page of your website, not you.
You know what?
Hello,
she
Tom
actually
Martino
left
Show.
us. She wanted to go
Where's
work in family
Talib
law.
been today? I don't know.
She could be the one we call about Jennifer.
Can you still use her photo?
Yeah, I know.
Put that on the front. Dude, put that on the front page. She's beautiful.
Yes, she's very good looking.
Who?
Okay, what's your
Our
name?
former intake
His former
specialist.
colleague, Liz.
Celia? Celia?
10 seconds, guys.
All right.
I drive a big old truck, an SUV, gas guzzler.
I ride the bus. Always drive the right way.
I listen to Dan Kaplis.
With Dan Kaplis. Afternoons at 4 on 630 KHAL.
All and athletic.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Celia's on the phone now. Celia, what can we do for you?
Question.
Yeah.
I got a summons to serve in district court, and I'm 88 years old. What's the cutoff date on the age on that?
Is that for jury duty, dear?
Yeah, for jury duty.
Okay. Well, I don't believe. Do you know, Dan McKenzie, if there's a cutoff date on age for jury duty? I think if you're alive and registered.
Yeah, if you're registered to vote, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, they're going to ask you. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get out of it. You could probably call them and explain it to them. I mean, is there a number for you to call?
Yeah, but it's really a reporting number of some sort, but I can try.
Now, here's what happens. You call and they say they do give the numbers. So there's a very, very good chance that your number won't be called. In other words, if you listen carefully to the message, it'll say numbers 100 to 200 excused, or number 340 to 8. You know, have you ever called the number and listened?
Pardon?
Have you ever called that number to listen?
Yeah, but I had to go online and fill out a form.
Okay. They probably, if you give them your date of birth and all that, they probably won't make you come. Well, when did you do that?
Yesterday.
Okay. So you'll hear something. When is the due date? When do you have to appear?
It's for next month.
Okay. I think you're going to hear something, but we'd be happy to help you if you don't. But right now, I would give it a few days. Hey, Kachina, would you take her number? Can you put a tickler on the calendar? Let's call her back next week and see if she heard. Can we do that? Or I'll tell you what, let me give it to somebody to do. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, Bo, are you there? Or is it Dollar? One of you guys in this.
We've got Chopper and Dollar.
Let me get that one too.
Yeah, Chopper, would you make a note on your calendar or something to call her? Let's call her next week in a week, like on Wednesday, and let's see if she's heard anything. If not, we can call as an interested party or a friend. Celia, are you unable to make it?
It would be difficult. I could if I had to.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought it might be interesting to get out and do it, but if you don't want to, I mean, I can see that.
I don't want to.
Are you in good health?
Well, I have to use a walker if I'm out and about.
Yeah.
I'll help her out, Tom, and
Celia,
give her some answers.
you hang on, okay? And we'll take
Okay.
care of you. Okay.
Thanks.
303-713-8255. Let me go back to Dan McKenzie. And I have another text here. Speaking more about beneficiaries, they want to know, this is not about a beneficiary. This is something they're calling a codicil.
Codicil, yeah.
What is that?
That's an amendment to a will.
Okay. You once told me, I believe, you would rather just rewrite it than do an amendment.
Correct.
Why?
The amendments, they get missed. They're hard to keep track of. It's like, you do one amendment that says paragraph 7 gets changed to this, and you get another amendment that says now paragraph 5 gets changed to this, and then another one that says...
Yeah.
It's just like when you're trying to interpret it afterwards, you miss them. It's hard to figure out what got changed.
It's almost easier to just rewrite it.
Just rewrite it. We're not using typewriters. We don't have to retype the whole thing. We just do it in a word processor. I just spit the whole thing out again. Those kinds of things were really for back in the day when you had to retype, a whole 50-page
Now,
will.
some attorneys utilize paralegals and other people to keep the price down, and then they give it the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So they have different hourly rates. Do estate planning attorneys do that?
We do, because frankly, our area of law is one that is pretty amenable to having people who have knowledge, but not necessarily law degrees. I mean, the lawyer has to be involved.
No, of course. You have to bless it. But,
Yeah.
but you can have good people that do research and do different things.
And, we do use paralegals, and some people feel like, having the lawyer do everything is better. I respect that position, but it's like, look,
But it'll cost you more.
It's going to cost you more. You want me to be printing and organizing and doing all that stuff? I don't think that's a good use of your money.
Okay. And as far as this one said, I referred to an LLC. I'm not going to read it, but I know what he's talking about. As a poor man's trust. Now, I'm not saying that you recommend don't do a trust, right? But there certainly are ways that an LLC can take its place. There really are.
Oh, yeah. We use LLCs for estate planning, too.
And what would be a good example of maybe a business?
It's where you want... It's really good where, a business, of course, but like any property where the family wants to be involved kind of equally. I mean, the problem with a trust is it puts one person in charge, right? So, that trustee might want to sell
But you
this
can make
family
an
cabin.
LLC someone in control.
You can, yes, and there would be, but then within the LLC operating agreement, you could say, but the property's only going to be sold if a majority of these people agree on it.
Well,
like
in
a
some
trust,
ways,
you can't
though,
really do
it's more like a business. I think in some ways it's probably simpler to interpret and enforce an LLC, no?
Yes, it probably could be. But I'm really talking about LLCs just give multiple people a way to be involved in a way that trusts don't. And sometimes you want
Although a trust does have, even though they have a trustee, they do have heirs, right?
Right. But in the end, let's say the heirs are saying, we want to hold on to this mountain cabin. And the trustee's like, no.
The trustee has ultimate power?
The trustee is there to make decisions.
Okay,
And
they take your place, basically.
Yeah, what the beneficiaries think is not always what's best for them, frankly. So they might want to keep that property. The trustee's like, I know you guys can't maintain this, like with the farmer who called
We got
earlier.
more coming right up.
For the very interesting. Yeah.
Maybe.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Albertus.
Am I finally getting my camera?
Still getting a lot of static.
What?
Not for you.
Oh, you
Yeah,
better
why don't you
not.
try
God
calling me right
almighty,
back?
I would be like, oh no.
Okay.
You sons of bitches.
I blame Mark.
Yup. Tell him you're a felon. You won't have show up, he said. One guy.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Hang on 1 second for me. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show. Please hold. Okay, what did you want to talk to Tom about?
In my infamous wisdom, to try to get my blade on my ATV, which I've never done, but I had to have it off in order to transport it because my trailer was,
Oh, the one you went up
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
To get
the bullpen.
Yeah, right.
I said, if you're subscribed to ChatGPT through both the web interface,
I put the thing down and I wanted to lift it up with the winch so it would be easier off the ground than because this guy had to be a muscular. I mean, I could barely move.
What's
this
the name
blade.
of the company?
So again, I'm new at it. I don't know what I'm doing. I hit the
Oh,
winch.
they haven't
instead
been
of
on the referral
coming
list
out.
for a long time.
Comes in. Well, it's on a wire, not a rope like some of them.
Right.
It has a metal thing on the end.
I don't know,
jammed
man.
the
I
metal
think
thing
I am
in.
paying for two separate. Because I have
Can't
one
get
that
it out,
talks
huh?
to me.
No, but I got a neighbor that.
Do you use AI?
fixes everything.
Oh yeah, I'm using it right now.
Huh?
I'm using it right now.
I love it.
It's
I
crazy.
had also
Yeah.
jacked it up.
I
one of the best
absolutely,
things I ever bought in my
positively
garage
love
Yeah, I
it.
do too.
was a winch.
I don't even know how it does it. I
Right.
swear to
Like,
God.
It's
load
pretty
up
magical.
It scares the hell out of me.
Truck without,
And I don't know if
So I
anybody
had it-
understands it.
I have it up in the air, so I figured, well, if I let it back down, and
They're not
Sure.
on our
much more
referral
work.
list
I
anymore.
I noticed you have another one you emailed me.
wouldn't
tie
know
it
how
around a
to
tree and
you.
back up.
Have
and
you? So you have called them?
pop
Okay,
out.
let me put you on hold. Okay, and I'll
neighbor's
come
gonna
back to you.
Come on over. And I'm sure he has some.
Good afternoon. Thanks for
Come
calling.
on,
the
I don't
Tom
have
Martino Show.
Unstuck.
AI.
I've tried
Jesus.
pulling it and putting pry
I can.
bar in there.
Oh,
I
there
know
it
I
is.
can
Chat
first
GPT. I got to
person
go to my
that said
chat.
Right.
Stuck that thing into
I'm not using Cactus anymore.
Okay.
That sucks.
his winch.
Okay, now I'm going to see this. Here, I got chat here. My account. I got to see if my account is.
Was this a private gun sale or was it a public store?
I want to go to my account. You motherfucker. I need to see my plan.
Okay, what's your name, sir? George. Okay, you've got an issue with gun purchase. All right,
So,
hang on for me.
On the web, go to your account and navigate to subscription or billing to view your current plan. Do you pay for it? I pay for my upgrade. It's well worth it.
Yep.
But I don't know if I'm paying separately for my phone one because.
My advice would be
Huh?
If it's the same.
because
I
just did a
Well, how do you tell? I mean,
Are
it
you
looks-
logged in
it's
on
the
the
same-
phone too?
Same logo and everything. I got to find my account and see because I can see if I have the same history. Okay, hold on.
No, we haven't had any complaints whatsoever. So it may just be a fluky thing. You know, I would try to work with their customer service if you weren't getting
I've
the
heard
products
several.
that you ordered.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's hilarious. That's what I'm wondering. How'd that happen?
On mobile. See it.
Okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Settings. I gotta go to settings.
Saying stuff that's wrong. It's bad. Yeah.
Subscriptions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm bouncing stuff off AI all the time, but I always check it.
It expired. If it expired, how am I getting it? I don't get it. My mobile one expired, but I'm getting essentially the same service. No, this one I'm paying for on my computer. On here it said it expired. But what I don't understand.
10 seconds, guys.
Now I'm getting.
Our radio, Denver's talk station, is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome, and what is on your mind? Let's go to the phones. George is calling me with a problem. You can call at any time, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. You can call, by the way, anywhere you want. You can call at any time, I should say. Leave your number, and we will get back to you. So you can be on 24/7. That's 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors. Remember, they're doing doors, 2 for 1, changing out interior doors to upgrade your home. They're wonderful people, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They're also doing baluster upgrades and railing upgrades from wood to metal, beautiful metal. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. So, Dimitri, you have a follow-up. What do you have going on, bro?
Oh, well, a few minutes ago, we spoke with a gentleman named Ryan whose car got towed away. And I actually...
Oh, my God. That was, let me tell people. Ryan, is it Ryan or Ryan?
I called him Ryan,
Okay.
but it's spelled Ryan.
He says that his car was towed from the townhome parking lot. It was in an unassigned spot for a month or more with expired plates. The towing company says he owes $2,300. So what's going on with that?
Well, I got a call back from a very well-informed manager at Elite. The gentleman's name is Jacob. He said that they actually towed the car away on October 19th. And
holy crap!
Yeah,
October 19th. It was gone for a month and a half.
Yeah, and
more than a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
Well, a month and a half. I think we're on the 45th day or something like that.
Right.
And the tow was ordered. So obviously they're heavily regulated nowadays. So they have perfect records of this. The tow was ordered by a member of the board of that HOA who did a couple of things, which is provided photos of the car and provided a notice on the windshield of the car, and that's also reflected in the
so he
in
did
the photos.
what he was supposed to.
Yeah, so it sounds like they complied. Now, we did discuss what happens, and he said that, and this was a surprise to me, the state requires them to dispose of the vehicle within 60 days. So it's been 45 now. So it's going to go to auction if the caller doesn't come and retrieve the car.
$60.
Well,
the law says
that's only in the first 30 days. According to the gentleman at Elite.
Oh, come.
However, there is good news. So it is true that the car is racked up approximately $2,400 in storage and tow fees right now. But Elite is willing to release the car for $1,000. And if Ryan doesn't have $1,000 burning a hole in his pocket, they're willing to negotiate some kind of a contract for, for him to pay overtime.
That's $60,
Mm-hmm.
or the deposit, or the rack, whichever is less.
Mm-hmm.
That is only in the first 30 days.
Right. That's in the first 30 days. After that, they have to start getting the car ready to go to auction. They're not even allowed to keep it for more than 60 days. So, look, they towed the car away October 19th. This guy pulls a Rip Van Winkle and discovers just a couple of days ago that the car is gone. So I can absolutely see how it racked up so much money. I think Elite is going out of their way by offering to release it for $1,000.
Did he say anything, if he did, had he done it in the first 30 days, what he would have done with the balance?
No, because that wasn't an issue. He's required to release it for either 15% or $60, whichever is less.
Within 30 days.
Within the first 30 days.
Okay, or 15%. Okay, what else did you find out? Anything?
No, I think that's all the important stuff.
But the guy's willing to negotiate.
Well, he already offered to. Yeah, he said that he'll release it for $1,000.
Did you call back Rayan? What's he going to do?
I haven't called him yet.
Let's let him know.
I'm going to as soon as we're done.
This is amazing stuff, man. Okay. You know what? I love this show, people. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, it's not that I'm smart. It's that I've heard everything, and I retrieve stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between knowing and retrieving, right? Well, you know when you retrieve because it's in your mind somewhere. But, and I'm not saying I'm not smart. I'm just saying that I think anyone who sits for 45 years doing a show talking to people every day, you just you just have to eventually absorb stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And know stuff. Now, George, what's happening with you, man?
Is this Tom, live person?
Yes, sir, it is. What's going on with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take it. Yes, sir. I purchased a gun from the shootist here in Inglewood, established business. And I didn't take possession of it, even though on the 29th of November, I went ahead and prepaid for it. So I went ahead and I didn't do a background check. And no serial number was assigned to the weapon they gave me a receipt for.
No, hold on. Wait, you pre-purchase, you pay for it, they do the background check, right?
No, they did not do the background check.
But are they going to do it? I mean, that was the intent, right?
That's why I went back, yes.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, so I asked to see the weapon. And
how much did you pay? How much did you pay?
We're talking at $950 before tax.
But you really didn't buy it. What you did was you put a deposit on it. You can't buy it until after. You can't buy it until after the background check. So the way some shops do, they take a deposit or they take payment in full, and then they do the check. The controversy comes if you don't pass the check. Some of these idiots think they can keep your money, and they can't. But they think they can.
Well, I think that's what they were trying to do. Yeah.
Well, is that what's going on with you? So what happened? You paid them some money.
Well, I think so.
What happened then?
I paid the full price on a debit card.
Got it.
And I told him, no, that's not the weapon. I'll go ahead. I want a new one. He said, well, take.
Wait. Hold on, George. George, I missed that part. This gun that you bought. Did you pick it out of a catalog or out of the case?
It was a glass case on display.
Okay.
Center of the room. No sign saying used weapons. No sign indicating, no tag on the weapon itself saying it was a used weapon that I was buying.
Okay, so you did not know. Hold on. Did you take it out and handle it and look at it?
The one that they had in the case, yes. Loved it.
And you didn't think you were buying that one?
No.
You thought they were. Hold on. George.
Yes.
Did you think they were ordering it?
I did.
And you thought
that in the back.
And you thought that was okay. So you thought that was just the display model, and you were going to get a new one from the back, or they were going to order it.
And right you are. Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly it.
So then what happened? Then keep going. What happened then?
Since I could not do the background check at that time, I went ahead and told
Why
him to be back in a
why
few
couldn't
days.
you do it? I'm just curious why you couldn't do it at that time.
Because the sales presentation took real long, and my wife was waiting in the car. And I figured after about an hour and a half, she had enough, so I'm not going to take another hour to do the background
All
check.
right. So you left and
I'll
you
come
came
back, and they agreed to it.
So you came back and said, "I'm ready for my background."
Correct.
And he did the background, and then he said, "Here's your
No, I
gun." And
didn't
you
do it. No.
huh?
No, I asked to see the weapon before I did the background check.
So you said, "Okay, I'm here to do my background check, but I want to see the weapon." Cuz you were expecting him to take a weapon from a box that he had ordered for you or got from the back room, and instead he went back over to that glass case and took that one out.
That's pretty much it. Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Here's your weapon." And you said, "But wait a minute. I thought I was getting a new one."
Correct.
That one that he showed you in the glass case, what was not new about it?
It had been used. You could tell. It was quite evident. It had been used, plus
Okay.
it was wrapped in a gun carry cloth case. When he opened that up,
Did he say it? Hold on.
inside-
Now, I'm not asking if you agree or not. Did he say it was used?
Mhm. Not before I paid for it. Not when I went back to it. Yes, he said it was used.
Okay.
But I said no. That's
So
not what
you
I bought.
so did you say, "Let's just undo the whole thing"?
Exactly.
And what did he say?
There'll be a 10%, or excuse me, 15% charge.
Okay.
He called it a restocking fee, right?
Reverse that sale. Restocking fee. That
There
is
was no
correct.
restocking fee. You never took it.
That's correct. That's what I told him. I never took it.
Now,
There's no
to
serial
his
number indicated
to
on
his
this, so I didn't buy it.
defense, you did see the gun before you bought it. You didn't know it was. What made you think that that was just a display model and that was not the gun you were buying? What made you think that?
I'm sorry. Would you repeat that, sir?
Yeah. So you went in there and he showed you the gun and said, "Here it is." Did he say, "I'll have to go order it," or "I have one in the back"? Or did you say, "Where's mine? When can I expect it?" What made you think that that gun was not the one you were going to get?
Oh, okay. Because when before I paid for it, I said I'll get it in a case and I'll get the 2 magazines that come with it and all the instructions. He said yes.
He said that. Was that on your receipt? What was
Yeah.
on your receipt?
On the receipt, all it shows is just that particular model and the price.
Okay.
It's quantity 1, miscellaneous, and the price.
Okay. All right.
Tom,
So
was the price of the gun different than what a new one would be that he should have recognized that?
George,
Were you asking me, sir?
was the new one?
Yes, I can get it on. Oh, I can get a new one online for just $30 difference.
How much does he
Brand
want?
new.
How much does he want for a new one?
$950.
What is
for
it?
a new one? He said it'd be at least $200-300 more.
And online, you can get it for only $30 more.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm
you're
looking at it right now. I'm
so,
looking
but
at the
he
online
offered to sell you a new one if you wanted to pay more.
for 2-3. Yeah, considerably more, somewhere around 200-300.
This is a dilemma. One's going to make
Well,
the
that's kinda
argument.
what I
Hold on, the argument can be made. You got to prove that he said, "Yeah, this is a display. You're going to get a new one," or that you're going to get a new one. Let me ask you. This is really important. You asked about the case and everything. Does he have all the 2 magazines in the case for that one, even though it's
Does not.
used?
No,
he does
not
not.
for that one.
Did
No.
you say to him, "Well, you told me I was going to get 2 magazines in a case"? Did you say that to him?
No, this was the manager I dealt with when I went back. When I first made the sale, the purchase, I talked to the salesperson, and he is the one that I expressed. I want the
Okay,
case.
did the
I want the 2
salesperson stick up?
magazines, come with it.
Hold on, man. Did you talk to the salesperson or ask the boss to talk to the salesperson?
He wasn't. No, he wasn't there.
Did he say he would check with him? Did he say anything? Did you talk to him?
No, the person I talked to, the manager, when I went back first, was indifferent. he could care less.
Yeah, that's how.
He said,
I
"Here
hate
it
to
is,
say,
man. That's where you got to do it."
I hate to say this, but honest to God, there's something about gun shop owners. I swear to you, there's something about them that they don't care. I mean, I've never seen
a fellow didn't.
I mean, no. I mean, they're arrogant and weird. Everyone I've dealt with, maybe I'll find one that's not, but so far, everyone I've dealt with has been arrogant and weird. In fact, didn't we call on a problem? They hung up on you. Didn't we call on a gun problem?
No, I've never.
I thought you did. Okay, so I don't know, George. So the most it's going to cost you if you gave in is 20%,
15,
or 15%.
15, yes. Mm-hmm.
So over $100 just because, and he refuses to even acknowledge that you are not buying that gun. I just don't think either of you have a strong case, is what I'm saying. I don't think you have anything that proves he was going to order a new gun. I really don't. I don't think you do. I mean, you don't. And he doesn't have anything to prove you were going to get that one. But by default, I would say you were going to get that one because the receipt said one gun. And that did he put a serial number down, or do they have a serial number?
They don't do that before the background check because they're not allowed to sell you the gun. So what they do is they technically sell you a gift card or a store credit, which they'll then apply to the purchase once your background check is approved and your waiting period is over.
But if your background check doesn't go through, you get your money back.
Well, a lot of gun shops charge what they call a restocking fee of 15, 20%.
If you don't pass.
If you don't pass. Yeah, which is a crummy policy. It's definitely a dirty policy. But that's not the case with this caller. He handled the actual gun that they tried to deliver to him now. I think his assumption, and correct me if I'm wrong, George, your assumption was that you handled like a display model and then you're going to buy and they're going to actually deliver a brand new one.
I don't know, right? But I don't know why he thought that, because he said, "Am I going to get the 2 magazines? Am I going to get this? Am I going to get that?" And he said, "Yeah." Okay, so worst case scenario is the guy throws in 2 cases,
two magazines and a case.
But what I need to know is this: is that gun? Did you say, "Well, wait a minute, this one's used. I don't want this one," or anything like that before? Or did you just automatically assume he was ordering one?
No, when we were talking in the showcase, he said, I'm going to get a new one, right? With the case, with the instructions.
You specifically said, "I'm going to get a new one," right?
I did.
Will that guy that waited on you admit that?
We got to take a break.
I didn't have an opportunity.
George, it's not going to be black and white, man. It's not. Now, it's just not. Here's what I would do if I were you. I would do it, and unless you have to sign a release, I would do it, have him retain that money and go after it. But to go after it in small claims court is $50. Or just leave everything where it is and go after the $950, but it's going to cost you $50 for small claims court.
But you get that back if you win.
You get back your filing fee? Are you sure of that?
I had that happen in a case I won this past spring.
I didn't know that.
They added that. So I sued for the limit, the jurisdictional limit. I got that award for $7,500, and they added all my service, mailing, filing fee, everything. It came to another $300 on top of the $7,500.
I didn't know that.
Adams County.
So, George, you may want to try that. But we don't have anything to go after this store. We just don't have anything. Your receipt says exactly what he's willing to give you. I have to take this break. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
An MRI indicated I had some degeneration in my neck, making it difficult to look fully over my left shoulder. But knowing what QC Kinetics had done for many of you, I had their regenerative medicine performed on my neck, and the results were amazing. I want you to take the same action I did for my neck and call QC Kinetics today. Say goodbye to your joint, knee, and hip pain with QC Kinetics Advanced Protocols. Imagine a new year without those achy joints. No more pain pills, no more steroids, no more surgery. QC Kinetics uses the healing properties in your own body to get you moving again. This is the future of joint pain treatment. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation and use those HSA and FSA dollars. And with clinics in Superior, Aurora, Highlands Ranch, and Colorado Springs, there's a clinic close to you. Get started on your best life for 2025, but do it today. Call for your free consultation. 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986.
Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Red Rocks, the solar people I love because they do the sales, installation, and service. By the way, they'll service any system, even if they didn't put it in. You got to love that about people. And so here's what I'm saying. If you really want a solar system, get the people who know about the financing, the tax deductions or credits, and who do a guaranteed activation date. RedRocksRS.com, Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Give them a call and consult with them. 303-704-2449. 704-2449. Now, while you're doing that, did you know that 888heating.com, they do high-efficiency hybrid systems, meaning gas/electric. So you can burn off electric when you have solar going or gas when you don't. It's up to you. And you can actually get a tax credit for the whole total when you couple it with a solar system. Now, you may want to just call 888heating.com for a high-efficiency system of gas because they guarantee the lowest price for the same equipment. Or you can couple it with a solar system and get some credits. And that's 888heating.com. That's the website. The number, 303-770-2776. Oh, my.
Hey, Tom, I have some good news for you and me.
What is it?
I've been doing some research. Anyone over the age of 70 can request an excuse to get out of jury duty.
Really?
Yes, it's right on. It says Colorado law or Colorado jury.
Just because you're old?
Shut up. We should have some.
Just clarification. I mean, you said you can request because you're over 70. So that's it?
It says you can request. It doesn't say they have to give it to you. Yeah.
No place that sells guns have displays. The guy is wrong. That's what this caller is saying. He's a whack job.
No. The larger stores, like if you buy something, let's say from Cabela's or Sportsman's Warehouse, they do have a large inventory in the back. So you get a brand new gun. But all of these independent shops, the one you're looking at is I guarantee it's the only one they have in stock. So you get the display model no matter what you buy, unless you make those arrangements in advance for them to order one.
Specialty order purchase.
I've seen displays.
Some instructions.
I forgot to ask him what gun he's buying.
I got to get a better switcher. This thing is just, I know it's not going to last long. What I like is it converts HDMI to a webcam signal.
And then they switch back to awaiting verdict.
You know, that's what's really good about it.
Wonder if they're getting hung up on like a lower sentence, like manslaughter or something like that.
Who's out on who's doing it?
The Penny case.
Still out.
Fox News says they're awaiting a verdict.
Oh, Daniel Penny in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my fingers crossed for that guy.
I think we all do.
Yeah. He's the modern day Bernie Getz.
Why am I freezing?
What? This guy's totally.
Ten seconds, guys.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, let me go to the phones here. I got a lot of people calling here. So, George, wait, did I just talk to George with a gun issue? Okay, that's what we said, small claims court, George. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Now I'm going to go to Heidi, who's next. Heidi, go ahead. What's going on with you, Heidi?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
My family's always been a fan of yours for years and years and years.
Thank you.
I'm glad I finally get to talk to you.
What's going on?
Under these circumstances. Well, I know you're probably going to get frustrated with me, so bear with me.
All right.
I had, okay, let me just start by telling you that I'm by myself, very vulnerable. Both of my parents died at the same time, and around that time, I was a mess, right? Blah, blah, blah. That's a whole nother thing that I want you to look into maybe one day you can.
Okay.
Anyway, I had filed, I didn't have any money. I was living in motels. Well, and I know my dad had money that I should have received, but I never did. There's so much into that, but the one that I'm calling about today is I had applied for a loan at online, you know, those apps or those advertisements.
No, wait a minute. What did you apply for a personal loan or some kind of mortgage for a house? Just a personal loan?
No. Yeah, just like a fast cash type. Like if you need money right now and you're in an emergency, I was like, well, crap, yeah, I'm an emergency. I'm all by myself in a motel in a creepy neighborhood. I'm scared to death, man. I lost my parents. My kids are all out of state. My 2 children are growing on their own. They think I'm nuts anyway since my parents died. So I'm like, oh, crap, I need help me. So I applied for one of those lending tree things. Well,
Wait. Lending Tree? Was that the actual place you went, Lending Tree?
On the line, yes.
They don't do Lending Tree does not do personal loans.
They're the middle guy, right?
No, they don't do anything. They do not do personal loans.
Well, they ripped me off.
Okay.
And,
hold on.
So,
just Heidi, hold on. Heidi, let's slow down. I need to know who you actually dealt with. I need to know the website.
Okay, the website is Lending Tree since 95 at gmail.com.
Oh, it's a scam.
Okay, hold on. Did you actually go to a website to apply, or did you do this by email?
I did it on a website.
What is the website if I want to go look at it?
The website, see, this is where it gets
Just tell me, Heidi.
Lendingworld.com.
Okay, then it's not Lending Tree. Can we agree on that? Thank you.
But it's both of them.
No, it isn't.
On the same
page.
page.
No, it isn't. They're lying to you. It's not Lending Tree. Okay? So lendingworld.com. So what happened at lendingworld.com? They have first of all, I can't even find a lendingworld.com. It's a URL that's not taken. So I need to know the actual website you went to.
The actual website I went to was lending. Hold on. The actual website is www.lendingworld.website is what it says.
Wait, hold on. Just wait. Lendingworld.website.
Yep. That site does exist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there.
Now I see it. Okay, now I'm here. And so this is where What did you do after you came to this site?
I went ahead and submitted my information, my social, and all
Got it.
that. for
Okay.
the loan.
Then what?
I got an email and stating that thank you for your interest in.
And that was the email that said Lending World, right?
Yes.
Or no,
I
it
went
said
to
Lending Tree.
lendingworld.com.
I'm sorry, it said Lending Tree or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I went to lendingworld.com and I applied.
You went
They
to
sent me an email saying-
lendingworld.website and you applied.
Yes, sir.
And then what
And
happened?
then-
Did they ask for money up front?
Yes,
How much?
600.
Where did you get 600 if you were out of money?
I borrowed from my friend. I was fortunate to borrow some money from my friend little by little. I told him,
And
as soon
how
as I
much-
get the phone, I'll pay you back.
Okay, hold on. How
Take a
much
break
were
when
you
get a chance?
How much were you going to borrow?
10,000.
And what were you going to do? How were you going to pay back 10,000 with no job?
I was going to try because I have.
Just answer me
I
the
was
question.
selling
I
things
don't
on-
need excuse. I just need how were you going to pay back with no job, no money, no bank, nothing? How were you going to pay back $10,000?
I had a little job at a gas station part time, and I was going to send them out of my paycheck.
Okay. And you thought that you would qualify with no credit, no money, and working at a gas station. You thought you would qualify for a personal loan, unsecured, of $10,000.
Yeah, because they said I would.
Oh my God! They said you would. Then it must be true. I'm making fun here a little, Heidi, because obviously they were lying to you. Hold on, okay? I'll come right back to you. I'm not trying to be mean, okay? We got to figure out what to do. And I hope to God I can do something. I really do. Hold on.
KHOW.
You're looking at this site, it's absolutely terrible.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and
She said she was going to get $10,000, but even right here on the main page, it says loans from $250 to $5,000.
Also,
The
did
biggest
you
problem
notice
spot
the,
of the afternoon.
the dollar sign is
Yeah.
after the digits?
Yep.
This is some
Blocking
kind of
the
like an
right lane
African
is causing
scam
delays
site.
of
Yep.
20 minutes getting through there.
Poor girl.
On I-70
Where a lot
between
of them
Idaho
come from.
Springs and the base of Floyd Hill
Think of all the
is
scams.
intermittently closing both directions of I-70.
Contact
they
us
just
is
reopened the
spelled
highway
wrong.
about 5 minutes ago, so the
Well,
risk
also,
of
I'm
slow
looking at
traffic in
their
the area.
terms
Oh, I
and
didn't even see
conditions,
that.
and they
That's
even have
hilarious.
their own company name
Oh,
on
I
it.
feel so bad for
It's
this girl.
contact
off
us.
select major appliances, plus take an additional 10% off when you
She's
buy
gonna
other
get her
select
identity
major
ripped
appliances.
off if that
Valid
hasn't
through
already
12/4
happened.
cannot be combined with
There's
additional
nothing we can
discounts.
do
See
to help.
Lowe's.com
No.
for details and qualify.
There you go.
All supplies last. Selection varies.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and I truly hope you never need him. Unfortunately, this is the season through spring where most accidents happen. At the first sign of an accident, and I hope you don't have one, but if you do, call John Fuller, please. It's free. It's complimentary. He'll talk to you. He'll evaluate the case, tell you what it's worth, where to collect, what to do next. He's a well-versed attorney, and the only one you're going to talk to up front. No other attorneys take the time like this. They have call centers. John Fuller, give him a call. And then if you hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis, so there's never out of pocket. John Fuller, 303-597-4500. I know and trust him. 303-597-4500. The website is www.callfuller.com.
Oh, this poor girl.
It is a total scam site.
Oh, the terms and conditions are written by somebody who doesn't actually speak English.
Trustpilot. Look they have Trustpilot with
12,000.
5 stars.
12,000 reviews.
Look them up on Trustpilot separately.
I don't know how to do that.
Go to Trustpilot.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Is it trustpilot.com? Okay. And then so lending. World.website. Also, what legitimate business uses, Lending World, 0 reviews. legitimate business uses .website as their
Consumer
domain.
Financial Protection Bureau, the one that they talk about that does good stuff.
Yep. Yeah, those guys they're good. I mean, it's the government agency, but they're quick and they carry a big hammer.
They're listed on here on who to contact on loan scams.
I wonder if she gave him her bank account number, debit card number, all that stuff. She needs to go cancel all that stuff today.
I got so much shit to buy. This thing is a piece of shit. I got to make me a to-do list. Like buy a video switcher. They're hard to find. Now, I found this. This thing here is perfect, but it's only 40
Look how tiny that is.
Well, what this does, HDMI. See, HDMI won't go into a computer as a webcam.
Oh.
So programs won't pick up on it. It'll go in as an HDMI source. But so you need this conversion. Look how wonderful that is.
Yeah.
But I don't have, well, I could do 3 of these with, but I'd have to do a freaking mixer, a USB and switch. It would be a major pain in the ass.
Or just a second computer or a tablet to use as a mixer and a switch.
Yeah, but you need to transition, fade bars and stuff. You would just, what I'm saying is that I need one of these that actually work. This was such a cheap piece of shit. I mean, not cheap, but dollar-wise. The first time I did it, it just stopped working. They sent me a new one. They didn't have a problem sending me a new one, but it's just like, I just think that it's probably not a good the people who had broken English and all that, just like this. I mean, they were nice, but they're definitely not cheaters. They just have pieces of shit.
There must be 100 more brands.
I got to find,
just get a more.
The secret is HDMI to webcam.
It's got to be super common because look at all the people who broadcast on web.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people don't do what I do with the switching. They do switching with they have a real fucking studio or something. I mean, I assure you, Megan Kelly's not using that. Some of them don't even do video switching. I don't think, does Rogan even do it? I think he has one shot.
Oh, no.
You must be reading my
They cut
thoughts.
between the guests. Sometimes he has 2 or 3
Okay.
guests. So they have multiple
Freddy's.
cameras
Do they?
that Jamie operates. Megan Kelly.
I may have to get a small shake.
There you go.
I look like a lizard or a snake when I leave that place. It starts to melt almost instantly.
What does?
Freddy's custard.
Oh. Why are you eating that shit? Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. God, I had so much I wanted to talk about today, but I have callers I need to get to first. But man, do I have a lot to say about things and really good information I found. So right now, Heidi, we examine this site. Heidi, listen, okay?
Yeah.
Did you call because you wanted to get your 600 back?
I'd like to.
You won't. You were so... Heidi, I just want to be honest with you because you sound like a nice person. You really, honest to God, have been so completely ripped off. They have so many misspellings and derivations wrong. I swear to God, I would think Marc Mager wrote this. I'm just kidding. No, seriously, this thing is out of some foreign country. It's a complete fake, fabricated site. I'll bet you they never did one loan in their entire lives. They collect fees, and they're probably offshore. Okay? We're never going to get you. We're just never going to get your money back.
Okay.
Now, I have to ask a few questions. How long have your parents been deceased?
2 years.
How have you been living? Do you have any kind of income whatsoever?
No.
Then how did you live? Now, I'm asking these questions because I need to know. How have you lived for 2 years without any money?
I have a best friend who has been letting me stay with them, with his family.
And how do you know this best friend? That is a wonderful person. They let you live there?
Yeah, they're very nice, very, very kind people that I've grown close to, like a family of my own.
Heidi, God bless them. Now, do you work?
No.
How come you don't work? Why don't you work?
I don't feel mentally stable right now.
Okay. Have you gotten some counseling or help?
No.
Are you on Medicaid?
Yes.
Good. You can get some mental health counseling with Medicaid.
Okay.
Heidi, I want to help you, okay? This doesn't have to be our last conversation, but you have to get some help for your depression, okay? You really do. It's free.
Okay.
You have Medicaid. You can get it done. Now,
Okay.
what kind of work, if you were happy, or could you do? What are you qualified to do?
I have a college education. I worked for the Denver Water Department for 12 years. And then I worked for the government.
Okay. What is your education in?
Business, accounting, and budgeting.
Come on. Really? Heidi, really?
Yeah. Yes, I know. I'm a very intelligent woman. I really am. It's just when I lost my family, I just like.
No, I know.
my
Heidi,
brain just, like,
Heidi, how old are you? Heidi, how old are you?
48.
It sounds like you're crying when you're talking.
I know, and I try to not do that. Because
No,
I don't
hold on.
scare people, but
As Yoda says, there is no try, just don't do it. You sound.
I know.
You're way smarter than you sound because of that. And you have a college education. Then Heidi, let's kick some ass and start going. If you have friends right now, thank God you have friends. So if you start working, you can save a little and get your own place. Okay? I mean, I don't think it's impossible. I think that we might be able to even find you work if you can straighten your life out. Now, are you on drugs or alcohol?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, no drugs, no alcohol.
No.
What do you do every day? You worry about yourself.
Basically, I'm writing. I'm trying to write a book.
About?
I really want to finish this.
About what?
Book about. You're gonna think I'm freaking crazy, Tom. You'll probably already do, but
What?
about spirituality, things that I've witnessed during my time.
Okay. I don't think you're crazy. There's nothing wrong with having a passion, but please do me a favor, Heidi. Seriously, I want you to seek out mental health counseling, a counselor that takes Medicaid. I'm really serious. If you do that and show me you have an appointment, I will help you with the next step, and that'll be helping you get a job and even helping you find some food and other things. But I want you have to take the first step. Now, Kachina, give her, at the risk of being insane, give her my Google number, and you can text me here, Heidi, okay? Do you have a phone to text me? Okay. I'll give you the number on the air. Here it is, okay? You can text. This is it goes to my personal phone. It's a text. 747 999 5280.
Okay.
So that's okay. So hang on and call me back. Text me with anything you need. Get off the phone right now. Medicaid will cover mental health counseling somewhere, no matter where you go. If it's covered by Medicaid, make an appointment and then let me know. And I'll give you the steps to get out of this rut, okay? Please, you're not going to borrow yourself out of trouble ever. It never happens, never. I'm Tom Martino. Listen, I started my Wave 8 financial
my Wave 8 wealth management because I was frustrated with the industry. I started it 6 years ago. I went public just recently. I've been helping a lot of people, but I'm going to warn you, okay? If you want the truth, you can come to me. Some people said, wait a minute. They didn't like the bad news. And I'm not even trying to get their business. Some people shouldn't be investing. Some people know how to do it themselves. I will help you by looking at what you're doing and giving you God's honest information. My goal here is not to get rich off of you. My goal is to help you as I help myself. And we do make money on this, by the way. It is a business, but you only thrive by helping others. If you want someone honest who has their own money invested right along with yours, then please look it up, drop us a note. You can text me even at my Google number. You can text me there, or you can text or call 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. That's 303-771-HELP. There is no obligation. I don't care if you have $100 or $100 million. Seriously, there is no obligation to talk to us. You might find it very enlightening. 303-771-HELP.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
The biggest problem spot of the afternoon is on eastbound I-70 between Ward Road and Kipling, where road work is blocking the right lane. That's causing delays of about 15 to 20 minutes getting through there. And rock scaling on I-70 between Idaho Springs and the
Girl
base of Floyd
Friday,
Hill
thank you
is
for looking that
intermittently
up.
Closing both directions of I-70. They just reopened the highway about 5 minutes ago, so there is still slow traffic in the area, but it is getting back up to speed.
Thank you for
Shop Black Friday
and
deals
thank you
now
for
at Lowe's.
finding
Get
that
up to 50% off select
that
major
HD
appliances,
mixer,
plus
man.
Take an additional 10% off when you buy
Bella
other select
Tricks,
major appliances.
Zen,
Valid
thank
through
you.
12/4 cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items. While supplies last, selection varies.
DiscountBath.com is a place that I really, really like. They have great prices for bathroom remodeling. They can actually even put a bathroom in the basement where it's roughed in, where you don't have one. But they do remodels and they do alterations of the bath. While they're there, they can do a kitchen, and they have great prices. What I want you to do is go to their website, discountbath.com, fill out some basic information so they can send you a link. And then you send a video to them of your project, and they'll give you a price without bothering you at your house, okay? Try it, discountbath.com. They're very good people. And I mean it. We've had great reviews. They also do shower conversions, 9,888. Discountbath.com.
Has
Charlie.
a similar program.
Go through your Medicaid doctor.
So
No, it's been
just
there
go through your
4
Medicaid.
years or
Yes.
so.
Is it any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there for dinner last night.
What's that, guy?
Show him a picture of my new rifle.
Yeah, I've got a group of
Yeah.
friends. They go shoot at Centennial.
Well, on the internet.
That's for
and
target
go over
practice.
there for dinner afterwards.
Okay.
Every Monday. It's
Where's
like,
your
oh,
friend?
luck.
Did she come down today?
American
Okay.
food.
I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Pub food.
I got
You're
pissed
good.
at Dolce.
Okay.
Dolce.
All right.
This cat's
Uh-huh.
starving for it. She's coming
I've
up to
gone
me,
there a
flopping
million
over,
times
wanting
before.
love.
It was,
Her water was empty.
It was an Irish
Well,
place.
Yeah.
She had some water,
Irish
but you know,
pub.
it was circulating, and
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
I think
I
I'm
did
on
spot
I'll
right
try
on.
it.
Yeah. So she
good.
says, "Oh, Dad, I've only been
got,
going for 17
It's hid, you know.
She comes
in
and
a
goes.
sense from.
But
It is.
I'm a real bugaboo. If you're going to have a pet animal, you're taking care of it. You're not going to have it.
Hi, Jeremy.
That's the
It's Kelly.
sweetness.
We're coming up on the
So she
end of
loves
the
it. She
show,
does
so
take
I
care of
wanted
it.
to
But
see if
the
maybe
cat
I
was
can
so enthralled
schedule
with being
you
here that she just
tomorrow.
followed her all over. So I think she's
Can
with
I
her.
get the best number to reach
Oh.
you at?
Last
God,
night I
that
just
cat
had
is so
soup,
neat.
but
They're not
I
all
usually
like
get a
that.
burger over there.
Oh,
They
I
have
love
some
her.
pizzas that
But they're
aren't
not
bad.
all like that.
Oh, I know.
Do they have any?
One
like-
guy last night had a Cuban sandwich.
But she came running over and flopped over and then wanted to
Club
pet
sandwich.
and she didn't
Don't they
normally
have
do
a
that with
Reuben?
me. She does that with you. But she did it with me. So I'm saying, wow, you're really desperate.
I think they have a Reuben.
Well, she does now. She's getting used to me, but she didn't take to me like she did you. That's the truth. I mean, she just didn't. Not like that. No. I think
Guy
cats
owns
know
it's
cat
like a
people.
Military guy, I think.
Dan, do you have a cat?
No, we have a couple dogs. I grew up with cats.
Yep. I love both. Now, what kind of dogs? I think I asked.
Yeah,
you.
just mutts.
Oh, just mutts?
Yeah.
Okay.
W.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Oh.
rough times are good eating.
I love dogs.
That's my plan.
Okay, perfect. I will give you a call.
They had a good salad there once. Really good chef salad.
So, Dan, I'll shut down everything and we can talk.
Okay.
French dip.
Hey, Chopper, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I don't see what the Financial Bureau. Oh, you're saying about going after them? They're not going to go after them. These people are just these people are nowhere in the country. No one's going to go after them.
Yeah, we looked at Lending World, and that actually had a legitimate site, not 95.
Oh my God.
Gmail or whatever she went to.
Yeah, we're just coming up on the end of the show. I don't think we're going to have enough time to get to you. So if you want to text that in, or you can also.
So Girl Friday said she went to Trustpilot. There's no reviews for those people at all, and they claim they have thousands. And then he found a mixer for me. Bellatrix found a mixer that I'm going to check out. Because this mixer, honest to God, is it a piece of shit? I've always, I don't know, it wasn't that cheap, I think. It was $3.99 or $4.99. I mean, I guess by today's standards, that's pretty cheap, right? And B&H Photo's a great place. I'm going to look them up. I like B&H. I bought a lot of stuff from B&H. Have you ever dealt with them? Oh, you're a photo.
So I bought most of my stuff from Adorama.
Okay.
Oh, damn, this thing is big. This is a lot of money, bro. What do you think I have, money? Holy shit.
When I was waiting to talk.
10 seconds, guys.
That's what I thought.
Tip on safe driving you probably never heard before may well save your wife and top Colorado Democrats afraid they're losing their grip on the state. Join me at 4.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. We don't have much time, so I'm going to say goodbye to the guy that broke my camera, Dan McKenzie. Mackenzie Law. Dan, people always ask this, okay? I'm just going to come right out. They want to know about consultations because a lot of people say free consultations, so let's get it right out there. How do you work when people want to talk to you?
So we do have a free consultation with our paralegals just to find out what the deal is, whether we might be helpful, a little bit of information.
Can you give them an estimate after that?
Yes, they can give an estimate. And then if they do want to meet with a lawyer, there is a fee. That fee would apply to the plan that they end up doing.
Okay. So it's all paid for something.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
There is a free option.
Now, again, people, I always say this because he is live and local. In fact, I call it a boutique kind of firm. I mean, you get to talk to Dan, and he's accessible, and he's got his people working with him. But the number sounds national. It sounds like, it's some, but I think it's brilliant, by the way, 833-CO plans. But whenever I give that number out, some people say, is he local? Yeah, he is. 833-CO plans. The good thing about a state law, there's not court appearances or trials or stuff. I mean, unless you get into a contested probate and stuff. But what we're talking about is you don't need to go to his office that
Follow
much.
Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
Sorry about that.
No, it was my fault. I didn't hear the music, bro.
KHOW.com. And on the
Were you playing the music?
This is Denver's Talk.
It was Kelly's fault.
Okay, Kelly's fault. It's Mark's fault since he's not here. Hey, guys, I'll see you on YouTube.